I was practicing doing Lucien's voice, looking up the lyrics to Pete and Baz lyrics.
Yeah.
If you guys know who that is, the UK drill rappers that are like 80 years old. And freaking the tall one, I don't know who that one is, has like Lucian's exactly what I'm going for. And there's this one part where he says, it's like, suit, stay pressed while the boys go grab him. And imagine me stuck in traffic going, suit, stay pressed while the boys go grab him. Over and over and over again. I don't know any of the, slacks ain't sagging, suits stay pressed while the boys go grab him. Over and over again. So back to Nat 2.
Back to Nat 2.
Yep. Cool. So the last thing that happened in the last episode is so much.
We recorded all of that in one session.
Yeah.
So
1, 8, and some change hour session.
Yeah.
We took breaks, but
you know, still.
So the last thing that happened in our big marathon session. So we had let's start from the first thing, maybe. Lucien.
It's missing.
That is the last thing. The first thing that happened was we had a flashback to Lucien almost getting killed, protecting Tavumile's mom from these intruders, one of which who is
Yezi, or AKA Vane,
Shay's assassin character, who tried to strike up a deal with him to not kill him, but he was not rolling well in the perception department.
I think also because part of the deal was that she was still gonna have to take Hibiscus, which
he
was like,
for
no.
sure. And he was like, there's no freaking way that's happening.
Because of that, she had some weird kind of flirtatious moment trying to convince the rogues to just leave him alone, and kind of failed in that too. And so then she was like, well, I'm not sure if he's alive or not. Hopefully he is, because she booked it out of there.
Yeah.
And then she found out that he is.
Indeed.
And she got sent to the ball to
finish the job.
Where she found Fingers, having a little conversation with that.
Mm-hmm.
He was not enjoying that, and the boys became aware of that, like her being there, and made the plan to split off. That Fingers was going to deal with Yezi so that she wouldn't find Lucien.
Yeah, he's going to distract her, basically, against his will.
Ethiod was kind of tasked with dealing with Galen, which he did in the most bad way. Lucien was just going to go wait out in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thalen was going to walk around and talk to like Lady Gwynth. He was going to talk to other people who may know where Tavumile is, or at least seen her. And so they were kind of doing all that at the ball. Some shenanigans went down. Freaking Daniel's Quintipliousness.
Daniel's Quintipliopus.
And by the time that, we go back to Yezi, and she kind of was just like, I'm not about this. I'm just going to do half-assed job and then say that he wasn't here because whatever. And she gets approached by Austin, the guy that she had the flirtatious moment with.
Mm-hmm. The leader of the rogues, soldiers that were trying to infiltrate the house.
Yep. And she had no way of being like, hey, I was trying to trick you into leaving this alone, so I got to go along with your weird advances. And then used Fingers as a prop of being like, it's my boyfriend. Yeah,
Fingers was neck deep in a very good conversation with the bartender and was not about this life.
Yeah. And so then Fingers was trying to distract her, and she was kind of weirded out by the fact that he wanted to be around her because that is unusual for him. And she knows that. And she was like, I'm not down to flirt with you if you are going to pretend like you like it because whatever reason, And so then they all meet back up, the Fingers and Ethiad
Yeah,
and
because
Thalen.
Thalen found out that some
freaking-
folks are looking for Fingers and Ethiad now because of a law that basically states that if there's not a thieves guild contract against a place, you can't you can't steal anything from a place outside of Thieves Guild contract, and they were broken into. Yeah. And Thalen knows that it was Fingers and Ethiad who were there. And so he is concerned that they are being looked for. Yep. And then Yezi was also there.
And she said that they have gotten jobs purely to assassinate thieves who have broken that law. And so she's like, I think Fingers is very cavalier about the whole thing because he doesn't think that it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's like a thing that doesn't get enforced typically. Like, it's like a ridiculous law. Like, you can't, play hopscotch on a Tuesday. It's like, yeah, you can enforce that because you can enforce anything you decide to enforce all of a sudden, but like it never gets enforced. Yeah. So he's like, man, it'll be fine.
And then Yezi was like, oh, sometimes it gets enforced. Yeah. I would know this, so please don't make me have to take a job like this.
So Fingers kind of made the executive decision to fold her into the group. Yeah. And the way that he decided he was going to do this was to get the crew together and go near Lucien. Yeah. And see if Lucien felt comfortable revealing himself. Yeah. Also, like, that was me. I'm the DM, but I'm also Fingers. That was what Fingers was thinking. Yeah. And so they go to the garden, and
not there.
Lucien. Weird. Strange. Yep. So now the homies, everybody started kind of being like, okay, well, got a new problem. Yeah. And
looking for two people now.
Now everything's going great. So now the homie crew consists of Yezi, Thalen, Ethiad, and Fingers, who are all trying to figure out the next steps. Maybe they will involve Austin. Maybe they won't, depending.
Because Thalen, I think it was Thalen that asked if Yezi would know where they took Tavumile because she's part of the whole thing. And she did not, but she knows of somebody who would, which
she knows of somebody who might.
Who might, yes. Who has a higher chance of knowing than she does, for sure. And they made sort of a loose plan of being like, she could capitalize on the fact that he has some sort of thing for her, which might be more difficult considering the fact that
she freaking hardcore rejected him.
And have Fingers and Ethiad wait in a room, like hide in a room. She brings him there, and they kind of force the information out of him. Right. Through
means yet to be determined. I'm all freaking ears as to what this plan's gonna be.
Which Fingers was not down with, and also Yezi was like, this sucks, but...
Well, Fingers, Ethiad, and Thalen don't want to kill him.
Yeah, and I think Yezi's like
what do you want? Do you want to find your pal, or do
I think that Yezi's like, I don't like killing people, but sometimes it is necessary.
Yeah, and Fingers and Ethiad and Thalen are like,
it's
not necessary.
Don't ever do it.
I'm a thief, and I'm a fancy boy.
Fancy boy.
I have never killed. Cool. So while that's going on, Tavumile's chilling in her room.
Yeah, she had some conversation with some guards.
Yeah, brought her some grub.
Some pumpkin stew. Yeah. And she was like, wow, this is great. And I don't think that she ate any of it.
Probably not. She just looked at it and said, man, I wish my life wasn't going the way it is right now.
I wish everyone I knew was alive. Yeah. Or at least not in this Schrodinger, she wouldn't know that word, Schrodinger state of like, how
will I find even out? Yeah. Where is everyone and everything? Cool. So, I think that is the extent of the recap.
Yep, I think so.
Cool. So, Tavumile is a talker, right? And I'm certain, even though I am not her, you can tell me if you disagree. Okay. I'm relatively certain that she would have worn down Lucien's extremely fortified defenses. I don't know how many times it would have taken, but how many... Okay, you can answer this question.
All right.
How many times would it have taken her to find out what Lucien's favorite memory of year 2 together was?
Oh, man, duh. I think that it would probably be like a question that she asked every single day, but never, like, she would ask it once and maybe he wouldn't say anything, or he'd be like, I don't know, and she'd be like, well, my favorite memory, like, you know, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
I think that she specifically, every time that they do something together, she's like, wow, this is going to be one of my favorite memories because I remember this other favorite memory that I have, and then freaking goes into a spiel of whatever they did like yesterday or like an hour ago,
Yeah,
and he's just like,
your favorite. It's your
yeah.
favorite. Yeah. Okay.
They're like doing the dishes. She's like, I think that this is going to be my favorite memory. What's your favorite memory of us? Then he says nothing, and then she's like, well, that's all right, because sometimes it's hard to remember stuff because your brain has to remember a lot of stuff, and so sometimes it just has to, like, not remember anything at all. So one day you're going to have a favorite memory, and I think that it's going to be fine, and then you'll tell me, and then it'll be great.
There's still some pasta sauce on that saucer.
Oh,
there.
You're right.
Would she ever have gotten it out of him?
That's up to you
Shall
to
we
decide,
roll for
man.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to roll a d20 that I don't have. All right, so we'll do a luck check for Lucien.
Okay. So 1 through 10 is that he remembers or doesn't?
We'll do 1 through 10 is that here's the roll is to whether or not he told Tavumile. I will let you explain to me why I should be rolling this with advantage if you want to try to convince me.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that the reason why you should be rolling with advantage is that I think that Tavumile is so innocent and so, like, I'm not going to put pressure on anyone because she can't even conceive of how to do that she creates such a, like, comforting vibe around herself where it's just like you could be whatever and she's gonna be nothing about it. Like, she's gonna be like, yeah, okay, like, I'm fine with everything all of the time because I really can't conceptualize anything.
Suffering of,
yeah,
like depth of
like she's person. so just like unaware of bad things that I think, like, she knows that bad things exist, but I think that she's just like, I can't let it get to me because if I do, what? Yeah. And so I think that, like, every single day she would mention something about it or say something about it, being like just always asking, but with no, like, pressure of being like, you have to tell me or I want you to tell me. Purely just, I'm curious and you haven't answered the question yet, so I'm gonna ask every day.
It's so funny. That's like, as I can imagine the way Lucien would feel.
Yeah.
And the fact that there is no pressure to answer.
Yeah.
I feel like would make me feel like he would answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He'd be more inclined to answer.
Yeah, because there's no stakes to it at all.
Yeah, he's just like...
He would say it, and then I think that she would, like, register in her brain, be like, oh, okay. And then immediately go on to something else.
And he would be like, this is profound, but you don't know, you don't understand why. Okay. I'm going to set the DC to 15.
Okay.
I will roll with advantage.
Okay.
Wow, a 15. So...
Fuck yeah.
So Tavumile knows what Lucien told her was his most treasured memory of them together.
I'm so freaking excited, dude.
What did Lucien say?
Oh, man, I have to come up with it. Fuck. You know what? I think... Remember when Tavumile was dreaming and she was dreaming about breakfast with Lucien and her mom?
Yep.
And she had mentioned going to the flower fields later in the day and wearing a new dress that her mom made for her And Lucien was like, I got a lot of stuff I have to do later in the day, but yeah, I guess I could do that, And Tavumile was she was like, great, I have nothing to do, so whatever amount of time you want to spend together.
Mm-hmm.
I think that day, the walk to the flower fields and whatever they did there was his favorite treasured memory.
Mm-hmm. Was there something specific about it that stuck out in his mind? So you guys are walking, you and Lucien.
Yeah.
Are walking in this path. What does it look like around where you are right now?
I think that they have to walk down the main road a little bit, like, main, like, riveted, muddy road. And they're walking down there, and then they break off of the road. It's like on an unmarked path. It's like not even like there's like a trail or anything. It's just they recognize like, oh, the broken post is there. We're the turn. And they kind of walk uphill for a little bit, and then it opens up out of the tree line into this like vast clearing of just wildflowers. There's a little stream that kind of runs through it. It opens up and you have to go downhill into this like field. So it's kind of like a canyon, I guess, but like obviously not that intense. It is just a little bit more downhill. And this stream will it's kind of like a natural spring. So it comes up from underground and then goes through the fields or whatever, and then like kind of tunnels through the like hillside, so eventually it just like leaves. And it's very, very big and very sunny, and I think like kind of like there's a few trees throughout. I think there's probably like 3 or 4 like gnarled kind of like oak trees down in this clearing that give like a little bit of shade. And something that they like to do is like just go there and sit in the shade and like look at the things. And actually, it is where Tavumile found her favorite button.
Oh, snap.
That is the river spring that she found, the one that she wanted to be pinned to her dress in.
Look at that.
Full circle, baby.
Lord. Full circle, baby. So as you're walking along the road to get to this place, is there anybody else around? Does anybody see you?
I don't know. I feel like, there might be people passing on like a cart or something, but I feel like it's it typically is a day where people would have stuff to do. Tavumile just lucked out and finished whatever. Like, the fields don't all maybe. I'm not a farmer, so I could be wrong. It could be you never have days off.
These ones don't, because we made it up.
Yeah.
That's how it works. No days off.
No
Mindset,
grindset. Where, she just like, well, all the chores are done and all of the plowing, I don't know what she would do, is done.
Yeah.
So I fully can just do nothing and turn my brain off more than it already is off.
So it's like there are people around, but it's kind of like you're alone in a crowd of people. Like not a crowd, but it's like they couldn't have mattered less.
Yeah, like they don't. Maybe somebody's like, oh, hello, like friendly neighbor, whatever, but they don't stop to talk to them or anything.
And this is a thing that you guys do a lot, or like relatively.
I think it is
recently,
something that we have done before, but I don't think that we do it often. I think Tavumile goes by herself often because she just loves doing it. Yeah. But I think them together, Lucien is always so busy, or always like maybe he like sometimes has an excuse or whatever, like maybe he just doesn't want to go. And so getting him to go is a like not rare thing, but it doesn't happen that frequently.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you're walking down the path to this place, still on like part of the main road before you kind of turn off. What's Tavumile saying? Lucien has he's got his hands crossed in front of him, and he's kind of like looking down and every once in a while you come across like a loose rock.
Yeah.
And he's like giving it a good freaking kick.
Yeah.
Like off the street. Like,
okay.
into the tules or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's just like looking kind of like down and in front.
I really like this dress that my mum made me. It has a lot of pockets in it, and it actually has a pocket on the inside that I can like store things that are important to me. Like if I find a really nice button, I can put it on the inside so that if I'm running around or something, that it won't fall out of my outside pocket, because I feel like that happens a lot. You know how my mum wanted to make you a shirt, but you never let. Are you all right?
Well, yeah. Shirt? Me,
Yeah.
shirt?
Huh?
What were you saying? Sorry, I was paying attention. What?
Well, if you're not okay, you don't have to come with me.
No, it's fine. What are you
All right.
talking about? Don't be all weird.
I'm not being weird. I think that I'm being perfectly, new word that I learned, reasonable. Perfectly reasonable.
That's a good word.
It is a good word.
Yeah.
I heard it in a scented store. I heard somebody saying it. I'd never seen them before. They were kind of fancy looking.
What?
They're a little fancy looking.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
You've never seen them before?
Yeah, I've never seen them before. I feel like I know everybody in this town because I've always been here before, and I've never really left all that much. But maybe somebody moved in.
What did they look like?
Well, they looked like an elf. They were not Eladrin. I know that. But
When did you go to the store?
like I think a couple days ago. I'm not really good with days or time at all. I think that it was long enough ago that I still remember it.
What were they wearing?
Well, there was two of them. There was a girl and a guy, and one of them, the girl, had a really, really pretty dress on. She had it was like a red dress, and it was really flowy, and it had a lot of ribbons on it, and she was wearing high heels, which I thought was interesting because I feel like it would be really hard to walk on these roads with high heels on. But I also have never worn high heels before, so I wouldn't actually know because I never have had that
Sounds
experience.
like a bloody high elf. Look, I don't understand the bloody people he's letting into that store these days.
Why do you hate the high elves?
All you need to know is that if you see that, just don't go in, okay? Just come home. Whatever you got you need, you probably already have at home.
Well, I was getting something for you.
Especially if that's the case. Please just leave and go home. You never know with folks, like that, what the intentions are.
But I don't think that anyone would have any intentions with me.
Yeah.
You seem sad.
I'm not. Is this the path? He's like looking at the flower thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I made sure. I'm really bad at remembering where it is, so sometimes I get lost a lot, and so I feel kind of bad about this. But what? You seem stressed.
Do I?
You're sighing a lot, and whenever anyone sighs a lot, it's either that they forgot to breathe, which sometimes I do, and then I have to take a big breath.
He like fully starts like laughing,
Yeah.
just looking straight up at the sky, and he's like, "Yeah, tell me all the other ways you put yourself in bloody mortal danger every day."
What do you mean? I breathe. I just forget sometimes that I have to do it, and then I do it, and then I remember it, and then sometimes it feels great because I hadn't, oxygen. I don't.
Yeah, oxygen. Yeah, that's a crucial component to life.
I'm fine. I think that I've always been fine. My mum always says that I'm very capable, and I think that that's true. I say that to myself in the mirror in the morning. I'm very capable, and I'm pretty, and I'm smart, and I'm a nice person.
Look, you don't have to worry about being capable, okay? You can just, you don't have to, He's gonna like walk ahead, like I'm taking the freaking lead now.
I think that as they're walking, she's like picking up little small flowers and braiding them in her hands, like braiding the stems together. And she's walking behind him. And I think that she says, "Can I ask you something?"
No.
Okay. She just stays freaking quiet.
What is it?
Oh, it's all right. I always am curious as to why you like me and like hanging out with me, because I really like hanging out with you because I think that you're really nice, and I think that you're really interesting, and you care a lot about people, and I think that that's important. But it seems like you're very serious, and you're a very serious man, and I think that I can't say that that's a quality that I have about myself. And I don't know what you see in me that makes you want to be friends with me, even though I'm glad that you are.
As you know, is it okay if I don't answer?
Yeah. You never have to answer anything that you don't want to. Sometimes I have to not answer stuff because I don't know the answer to it. Like if somebody were to ask me, sometimes Senthid wanted to teach me how to count out change. And he asked me a question where it was, if you give me this much and you owe me this much, then how much would I give you back? And I couldn't answer because I'm not very good at math.
I'm gonna put you in a box.
In a box?
Leave you there.
Why are you gonna put me in a box?
Because you're not compatible with life.
What does that mean?
You're getting lost in the forest and you can't count and you.
Yeah, but I always end up fine, don't I? I always come home at night.
Yeah, well, good. He's gonna like stop where he's like standing.
She's gonna run into the back of him.
See what I mean?
Well, if you stop it all of a sudden, then I'm gonna run into you.
He's gonna like turn around and like put his hands on your shoulders, and he's gonna be, well, pay attention.
She's gonna reach up and put a little braided flower crown that she made.
I'm paying attention.
This is so painful.
What is wrong with you today?
Nothing. He's gonna like take his hands and like give you like a homie shove. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be like, listen to me. But he's like bigger than you.
Yeah.
So it's like a slightly forceful homie shove. Is there a place you wanted to go specifically here together?
Yes, it is.
And I think she takes his hand and like leads him a little bit off of where they usually walk.
His hand is freezing cold, #winter Aldrin, and just so sweaty.
Okay.
So clammy, like unpleasantly clammy.
It kind of feels like you're defrosting.
What?
Your hand. It's so cold, but it's kind of wet. So
You don't
it's
have
kind
to-
of like ice.
You don't have to, he's like, makes a non-committal gesture of like pulling his hand away.
She like puts her fingers through his and just
Like,
keeps
doubles
walking
down
forward.
on it.
Yeah. And I think that she's going to take him to where a new spring has kind of emerged, and it's like barely anything. It hasn't been a thing enough to really like cut through the grass or anything like that, or any of the flowers. And so it's just kind of like walking. Oh, suddenly there's a huge pool of water where all the grass is growing because it's just emerged from the ground.
Yeah.
And she like kneels down and just kind of puts her hands in the water.
So you let go of his hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He's gonna like, he's just like standing, like staring into the middle distance.
This one just showed up the other day, and I think that it's rather nice because it's going to be here for all of the animals that need to drink water, and it's been rather hot this spring, and I think that this might be a nice, cool refreshment.
And she kind of puts her legs in the water and just sits there. Like, her dress is fully getting soaked and all that, but she doesn't freaking care.
He's gonna like kind of just like sit down while she's talking, like really slowly, and just kind of like he's trying to not be there, you know? Like trying to not impact the situation at all. He just kind of sits down really slowly, like cross-legged, and he's just kind of like looking unfocusedly just out into nothingness. Yeah, and he's just like,
she lays back on her back, like her legs are still in the water, and she, you know, just lays back into the grass, and she's like feeling the grass with her hands and stuff, and she's staring up at the sky, and she's not saying anything to him. And then I think that she just, after like a moment of silence between them, she says, you know, I'm always curious about what you're thinking, and I'm always curious as to what goes on in your life, because I feel like you don't tell me a lot. But it's okay if you don't want to talk about it, because I don't think that anyone should have to talk about something that they don't want to. But I think that the most important aspect is that even though that they're a little bit of a mystery and a little bit of somebody that, I don't know, I can't know as well as I want to, that they still know that they're loved. And I think that as long as you feel like I love you...
He's going to take his hand and cover your mouth. You have to stop. Look. He's like not moving it.
Yeah.
He's fully just like, I'm imagining that he's sitting like legs sticking out.
Yeah.
And you're like lying kind of near him.
Yeah.
So he's like, his palm is on your mouth and his hands are on your chin.
Yeah.
Like that, his fingers are on your chin.
And she's like, she didn't really move, but her eyes are now looking at him.
Yeah. He's not looking at you. He's looking anywhere, the other places, and he just like has his hand there. And it's equally clammy and awful and cold.
And I think that she's just like, whatever. Yeah.
It's her, you know, maybe he's hot and cold. I don't understand how it works. And he's just has his hand there, and he's like, you. I just. Whatever happens, I just wanted you to know that I wanted to keep you safe.
She kind of like cocks her head a little bit and then reaches up to take his hand off her mouth.
She's like doubling down on that.
And she gives him a big thumbs up. I don't know.
I don't know what you want. And he's like gonna just like realize he's being weird about it, and he's gonna like take his hand off, like I don't know why I did that. And he's just like kind of still not moving at all, like just other than that, he just puts his hands back in his lap.
I don't know why that I would need to be kept safe, but I appreciate that you're trying, and I feel like nothing bad has happened to me, so you must be doing a good job.
He's gonna like lie back in the grass next to you. Are you lying down?
Yeah.
Are you looking at him?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's grass in between you guys that is high. So you can't see him anymore. Basically.
Okay.
You can see like the crest ridges of his like pant leg and stuff like that. But his head is also north of your position.
Okay.
So you would have to do something about it in order to look at him.
I think that she doesn't, but she reaches out to feel for his hand, and just like when she finds it, grabs it and like, you know, just holds on to it, as being like, you know, I know that I've known you ever since that we were little, and so I guess I really haven't had a time in my life where I didn't know you, but I feel like I've known a lot of people all in my life, and I love everybody, but I think that you're one of the people that means the most to me, and I'm really glad that you're in my life. So whatever that means, I don't really know, because I don't really think about it that much, because you're just there.
You feel his fingers shaking in your hand.
And she will, like, interlace her fingers, because I think that she's like, something's wrong, but I don't know what.
Yeah.
I think that she's going to say, I know that I'm not that smart. And I know that I'm not that... I don't know. I mean, I think that I'm smart, but I think that I'm not as... There's something that other people get that I'm just missing. And I think that that's fine. It doesn't really make me sad, but sometimes I think that it makes social situations a little bit difficult. But when I'm with you, I don't ever really feel like I'm missing anything. I think that if I'm missing something, you're just going to tell me it. And I really like that. It never makes me guess that I'm the butt of a joke, or that I'm, I don't know, not understanding something that I should, and then having to guess at it.
You're not missing anything.
That's good to hear.
They're missing something that you have.
What is it that they're missing?
He's like not gonna answer
Yeah.
the question.
I think that she doesn't really pick up on the fact that it's because he doesn't want to answer. She's just like, I don't feel like I have a lot. I mean, I do have the water clary. I guess maybe that's something that they're missing. And I do have some special buttons, which I'm hoping that this spring will make a button. Well, I guess the springs don't make the buttons. I don't really know how the other button got in there. Maybe somebody was here and then they lost it. Maybe they'll visit this spring and then they'll lose another button. And then that would be sad for them because they've lost a button. But it'd be good for me because I would find the button and then I would have a new one. And then maybe I could sew it to this dress. So then I guess somebody would not have that button. That would be something that I have that they're missing. I think that's about it. I don't really have a lot of other stuff.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. 5.
You just keep talking.
Okay.
You just keep talking and talking, coming up with stuff to say in the way that only Tavumile can.
I think that if he doesn't respond at all, she's going to sit up and take her like feet out of the water and be like kneeling on her knees where it's like, feet underneath her, and turn to face him, like where she's sitting up looking at him, and she's just like sitting on like her knees in the front of her freaking whatever shin,
yeah. You said that you're sitting up kind of like looking at him now. So the moment that you kind of get up, you can tell immediately that he's asleep.
Oh, okay.
Like, fully passed the heck out. And that he roll a perception check.
Okay. 8.
Maybe it was just, it had rained recently.
Yeah.
And there was some droplets of water in the trees, and they had landed on him, surprisingly, while you were walking to this place, and he didn't feel the need to do anything about it.
Okay.
That's probably what it is.
Okay.
And
Ugh.
yeah, he is lying there looking. He kind of always looks like he's got like, I don't know, like his sock is coming down on the inside of his shoe.
Yeah.
Face on his face, like brow furrowed.
Yeah.
Something is wrong. Face going on, and he looks like extremely not like that right now. Is this the first time you've ever seen Lucien asleep before?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He looks extremely not like that.
Okay.
Like he fully is like true neutral.
Yeah.
Like he looks like relaxed for the first time ever.
Okay.
And he's just laying there sleeping.
I think that she smiles a little bit and kind of says to herself, "You always seem so tired." And then it's like moves to where she's like sitting right next to him, but still on her, like she's facing the spring. She's still on her like shins, like, sitting in that way. She's next to him, and I think that she takes out of her, like, little pockets or whatever, because she will just have stuff on her, like buttons and string and whatever. And I think she starts making a little bracelet that has a little button on it. And puts it on his wrist even before he wakes up, because I think in her head she's like, well, if I give this to him while he's woken up, he will not take it. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to put it on him and hope he doesn't notice.
Got it. You say that you put it on him?
Yeah.
Were you, like, touching him before that, or were you just
I was holding his hand, and then I think when I saw that he was asleep, she, like, let go.
You like, oh, yeah, and then started doing that? Okay, cool. Okay, so when you go to put the bracelet on his wrist, you kind of, like, pick his hand up to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that you just get it kind of, like, tightened.
Yeah.
Onto his wrist, and you see him just...
You all right?
What? Oh, we at the flower place.
Yes.
Oh, and he's gonna, like, sit the rest of the way up and, like, shake the sleepies out of his brain. He's gonna be like, what time is it? How long have we been here?
I'm not sure. I think...
We've got to go back.
All right. Are you all right?
Well, yeah, I don't know how much time has passed, and I told you I had other stuff to do today.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
I'm all right.
He's like, he's looking at you with the, like, like when tears dry on your face?
Yeah.
So maybe they're tears, maybe it's just water. And it's kind of like his skin is, like, pulling in a way around, you know what I mean? He's, like, looking at you like that when he says, are you okay?
I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm just...
He's gonna stand up and grab, like, stick his hands out to grab both your hands.
Yeah. I think that she slowly hands them out, and she's like, I feel like something's wrong, and I'm not sure what's wrong.
With you?
No, with you.
Before you said with you, he was, like, reaching to do the back of his hand on your forehead thing. And so, like, when you say that, he's, like, stops mid forehead and is like, what do you mean? No, I was just, tired. I just thought, it's all.
All right. Well, I hope that's all.
And I think that she hugs him,
mm-hmm.
and it's like head in chest, like, shorter than him, kind of thing. And, like, very bear hug, kind of, like, squeeze him.
Envelop you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to keep you long. I didn't realize. I'm really bad at keeping track of time. I don't know what the sun's doing until it's down, and then it's dark.
He's, like, arms hovering. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
He's just kind of, like, frozen in space while you do that. Do you let go, or do you just hold on?
I think that I wait to see if he's gonna hug me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can make, like, a check to see if I'm parsing, like, he's not gonna hug me back, so I'll just let it go.
Uh-huh.
So I guess I'll make an insight.
Yeah.
17.
You are pretty sure that he is stuck.
Okay.
Like, he's just, like, not even in his own brain when you're...
Yeah.
Like, you can feel, like, as your arms go around him, you can feel whatever is him leaving his body.
Okay.
And he is fully just like, I am not here.
Okay.
I'm over there doing something
I think that she's still hugging him and, like, kind of looks up at him and is like,
is this weird?
He's not. He's fully frozen. Like, he's like,
She, like, lets go and just kind of backs up and is like,
okay, let's go. And he's gonna, like, grab your clothing.
Yeah.
Like, not you.
Yeah.
Very much not you. And he's gonna grab that and just kind of, like, give you, like, a tug.
Okay.
And start, like, hastening towards the back the way that you came.
Okay. I think that Tavin was just like, well, I don't know what that was about, but I'm
That
gonna...
was something.
Yeah. And I think that she's just gonna be like,
Why is it so important that we get home right away? I mean, I kind of wanted to stay out a little bit longer so I can stay out if you needed to go. I know my way back home, so I think I know my way back home.
We're going together.
All right.
And he's gonna just like, he's like listening to you, trying to figure out when it's his turn to talk.
Yeah.
And failing. And then when you say that, he's like,
Yeah.
now. And you all just start kind of like doing that. You know, like when you're trying to go quickly over semi-uneven terrain and you're rolling your ankle every 20 seconds. You're doing like one of those as he kind of just pulls you back in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of go to the edge of this kind of flower clearing type situation and back onto the main path, is there any last thing that Tavumile says before this memory fades?
I think that she probably says,
I feel like there's a lot about you that I don't know, but that's all right, because I wouldn't want a life where you're not in it.
That's all right. And he's just going to step out into the path, onto the main road. And then it gets a little blurry at the edges, and then everything kind of fades away.
Jeez, man.
Gotta find this guy.
Freaking Lucien is complicated.
He's a complicated guy, dude. What can I say? And as this memory fades, then the camera kind of pulls back. It's fully just blackness because you're not there. You, Shay. None of your expressions in this world are here.
Okay.
It is just the individual who is having this memory.
Okay.
If you could guess maybe who it is. And surrounding this individual is completely black. Nobody would be able, in your mind's eye, to tell.
Yeah.
The only reason that you could see that is because Tavumile was in it. So now that Tavumile's gone from this memory, there's no way that you can see, and it fades to black, and it fades into the shadows and reappears in the darkness of a suit of armor.
Okay. Ooh.
And if you recall from prior episode,
freaking saw. I mean, I didn't see the Hibiscus that you could freaking guess is who
we
that
would
is.
imagine that that's who it is.
And
watch it not be. How funny would that be?
It's a different Fenra.
Different Fenra.
Her dad.
Except he's already said Miss Fenra. So.
Yeah, you know.
Frenthius had asked Arliss and Barbielle, who are in a single suit of armor, to accompany him to meet a monster, and then greeted Miss Fenra, who he said would not have been able to reply.
Yeah.
So Barbielle is in the pants, so she's
sweating.
Sweating. And then Arliss is kind of just like, I don't. Not able to really communicate with you. So that's, are you doing anything right now, Barbielle, in these suit of armor pants?
Well, she tried to walk forward, and he very much was like, whoa there, buddy.
Whoa, Nelly, yeah.
So I think that she's just like trying to stand as rigid as possible until there is some indication by Arliss to be like, okay, we can move now, buddy. But I do think that she wants to try to move the armor in, like, kind of like if this knight were to just, like, shift.
Oh, you shift.
Yeah, so that she can open up a little crack and be like, oh.
Okay, go ahead and roll a performance check.
Okay.
We'll set the DC at, I feel like it's innocuous enough, like 12.
Okay.
And then I'll roll his perception against that to see if he feels like something hinky went on.
Okay. Nat 20.
Okay, well, I mean, let's see. You got an 18. What, do you get any pluses?
I get a -1.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, man, I got a nat 20.
You did get a nat 20. Okay, fine. Hey, man, I got a nat 20, man. Okay,
what
cool.
if not a nat 24?
So you use all of the skills you have learned being the extremely, extremely hungry legs of a suit of armor, for the past several hours,
Yeah.
and you shift into a contrapposto that is so airtight that even a 18, for example, perception check would not be able to penetrate it. And in doing so, you just out of the view of Frenthius are able to open a small gap in between the top and bottom of the armor to see the individual, even her face.
Oh, shit, okay.
The whole 9 in this one sick, slouchy, lean situation.
What does she look like?
So right now, just so you can have, I'll make you wait for it. Just so you have a little dealio of what's going on. You see, sort of the back of Frenthius. He is at this moment fixing to sit down in a chair, facing this individual.
Okay.
And you see, it's just a room. You had seen other rooms in the tower just by, you're walking and you peek through a room and you see a room.
Yeah.
So it's completely nondescript, just for Shay's knowledge,
Yeah.
just for the sake of it. It looks like Tavumile's room looks, like that same type of thing. One bed, one chair with a missing leg, practically. Very nondescript and window bars, all that good stuff. And as you see past him and literally ignore all of that, your eyes zero in on a face that looks familiar.
Okay.
Much older
Okay.
than the one that you had seen glimpses of.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what Tavumile's last name is.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
That's not true.
Do they?
When Tavumile introduces herself to people, she goes,
is
I'm
it
Tavumile Fenra.
Well, that's true. Do they know about your mom being sick?
No.
Okay, so either way, just for my brain.
Yeah.
So she, you can see a face. It looks similar to one that you had seen glimpses of during your tenure as Legs, and much older, and at the moment, extremely, or at least, I guess they wouldn't know that it was just at the moment, but it looks extremely distressed.
Okay.
Clearly asleep and not loving it vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Deep, like, dark circles,
Mm-hmm.
hair kind of everywhere, all of that situation. Not moving around, just looking like not with it, not about it. So that's what you see. Do you want to do anything with that information? You just want to see what happens next?
I think to avoid any, like, seeming suspicious, she's gonna just continue watching.
Okay.
I think just to, make sure that I'm not giving away our whatever, like our dealio.
Yeah.
That she's just gonna continue to do this. But I think that she does kind of squeeze down onto Arliss's feet on her shoulder to be like,
like,
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So as you stand there kind of just waiting to see what transpires next, Frenthius is, you can see the back of him. You can see everything basically because you're nat 20.
Yeah.
Frenthius is like sitting down extremely, like, reverently, like, slowly.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I already talked to her, so you would imagine not necessarily like, oh, I'm going to wake her up.
Yeah. Does he have, like, a threatening vibe to him?
Roll an insight check.
Okay. 9.
He definitely is 100%. You can tell even from the back of him that all of his cells are trained on her.
Okay.
All of his attention and focus is just being sucked in by this sight.
Okay.
And so you can interpret that as whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he's kind of sitting down. He sits down extremely reverently and is like looking. He's like back rammered straight, like staring head turned like straight at her. And as he does that, he you hear just like a like sound.
Yeah.
He's gonna take something out of his pocket.
Is that sound coming from him or her?
Him.
Okay.
Yeah. She is like out. Yeah.
Okay, so
like,
she's fully passed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, from you, it does not look, she looks like not about it, but it does not look like she could
Do anything.
they're so you can see someone and they're so out that you know that they're like fully not able to. He's going to take something out of his pocket, kind of gold, glinty, whatever, and he's going to raise it up into the air.
Okay, what is it?
I don't know. You can roll a perception check and then you can decide what you want to do about it.
9.
It looks extremely small.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it's not like a knife, or it doesn't look like one. It would have to be a very small knife.
Okay.
It is about the size of his fingers this way.
Okay.
You could just see like a gold glint to it as he like lifts it up into the air.
All right. I think I don't do anything yet, but I think that she's very much
hackles her up. Yeah, I got you. He's gonna raise it into the air, and without moving his eyes or anything other than his arm, he's gonna reach his arm back and hand it to you.
Okay.
So Arliss is gonna kind of like, you're not close enough to grab it, so she's gonna kind of like freaking okay, kick.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of like get
Walk
over
forward,
to walk over to where it is. And she's gonna take it in her hand, which you can see sort of happening. And he's going to say same thing, still staring forward. In 10 minutes, wake me if I haven't already awoken myself. I suspect this will be rather interesting for me, scientifically, and I fear without this wake-up call, I shall become quite immersed and neglect my duties. He's gonna like fully turn to face you guys, and he's gonna continue. As you've been advised, I promised the girl that I would find the knight she came here with so that they can walk together around the tower. Hopefully that will give her some comfort. That's all he's gonna say.
Okay. Does he give it... Can I roll insight to see if he knows that it's us that was the knight that he was referring to? 17.
He does not know that it was you.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just...
I think... Is there any way that Barbielle can communicate to, like, through whatever, like, squeezing her feet, trying to do something, to be like, point at ourselves and be like, us?
Yeah, I'll let you try and communicate that, because I think so you can kind of tell from Arliss's whatever that she's like, what the heck do we do? Like,
and I think that
this?
Barbielle is gonna kind of reach up and just like tap on her ankle, being like,
yeah.
But point.
Okay, try and communicate it.
What would that be?
Performance. Yeah.
Oh crap. 6.
Okay, she does not get the memo at all. So when you're like tapping on her foot, let me see how badly she doesn't get the memo, actually. She really does not get the memo. And so when you start kind of tapping on your ankle, Frenthius is like at the end of this speech.
Yeah.
All Arliss knows is that you want her to do something.
Yeah.
And so she's gonna reach out and take whatever it is that he's holding up. And then she's gonna do a gesture that you know is directed at you and not at him. But she's doing it to be like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
And so she takes the thing in his hand and then just kind of goes like,
hands
up, like, what? Like, shrug shoulders, hands up, and like at you, but you can't.
Barbie's like,
yes. So, are you understand? He's like looking at Arliss like, I know you can't talk, but I don't know what that was. He's interpreting it as, weirdly disrespectful. Like, and so he's like, it can't be that.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something else. Yeah, so if you've misunderstood, I'm going to trance here. So in 10 minutes, I want you to wake me up. Okay? So just, flip it over, and then once all of the sand is gone from the top.
Oh!
Do you make that noise?
No. I just...
Shall we roll to see?
No.
Yeah.
God.
Once all the sand is gone from the top, I want you to wake me up. Yes? Arliss is, like, nodding now. It's like, okay, yeah. And you can see she, like, puts her hand down. And Frenthius is gonna turn back to Miss Fenra.
Yeah.
And he's gonna say, once you see my eyes glowing, you'll know that it has started. Well, he thinks you're an elf, so he wouldn't say that. You know what trancing looks like, is what he would say. And he's gonna just look at her and kind of, like, do whatever. And then he's gonna kind of look back at you and be like, you can sort of, stand elsewhere.
I back up.
Sort of, you could even stand sort of closer to the door. It will be strange for me if while I do this, you are feet away from me, staring at me.
I shuffle my feet and then attempt to walk backwards.
Yeah, just
towards the door, which is difficult.
Yes. I don't. As you're kind of doing that, he's gonna, like, turn to look at you while you're walking backwards, and he's like, I don't think anything should happen, but if you sort of see anything strange, please feel free to wake me up then as well. I don't know how to interpret that either, so I'm just letting you know you have my permission. Arliss is gonna, like, nod and try to look like she knows literally anything about what's going on. Freaking what? She got a 21. She looks like she's got it on lock, bro. So she is like, okay, I've seen Sazakat's bow, so I shall do that as well.
Yeah.
And she executes, like, a perfect, like, top half bow thing and fully puts him at ease. Like, he's just like, right, okay, so. And then he turns back to Miss Fenra, and then you see him kind of, like, assume the position of an elf who is going to trance. I mean, he's sitting in a chair, so it's not like, feet crossed type thing. He's just sort of sitting there with his hands in his lap, and then you can kind of see, like, his breathing going from, like, a normal cadence to the slowness of meditative rest.
Yeah.
So now you are in this room with this guy with this lady.
Yeah.
Presumably he's doing something which involves her.
Yeah.
And he is, just so you have an understanding, trancing he is semi-conscious.
Yeah.
So he could roll a disadvantaged perception check if you were gonna, like,
say something.
give him a wet willy. Yeah. Or like do something of note. You could say something, that would, I would roll to see if it was, like, spicy enough that it would be worthy of a perception check by him. But it's sort of like if you're, like, across the room and you hear someone go, yeah, and, your Shay's parents are getting divorced, and you're like, wait, hold on. I think I heard my name and a weird word like that. Type of situation.
Okay.
So there's that.
So does Barbielle, because I don't think that Barbielle would have ever, doesn't really know anything about elves and their trancing and all of that. So would she get the sense that if she were to say something, that it would be like if you said something around someone who was sleeping, that they wouldn't necessarily...
I'll let you roll history to see if you have any idea what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
12.
Okay, you know that elves trance.
Yeah.
You've never been around a trancing elf, because what would have been the cause of that? But you have a scientific understanding of the qualities of it.
Okay.
You know that he is semi-conscious, and you know that you don't know the degree to which you could do stuff without him realizing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a shot in the dark.
Okay. I think Barbielle's gonna take the friggin' chance.
Okay.
And
you could test the waters too if you wanted to, fart and see if he wakes up or something, innocuous enough.
yeah. I think maybe she clears her throat first.
Okay.
Just like a
Yeah, it blows right over his head.
Arliss, I think that we have gotten ourselves into something so deep. So deep. There's many layers to this.
What are we going to do about it now?
I don't know.
You see her face, right? Is
Yes.
this the same girl?
I don't. She looks much older.
Well, he mentioned something about... The girl asked to
Walk around.
walk around with the knight?
I don't think that he knows that it is us. So
Really?
if he doesn't know that it is us, then I don't think that this is the same person.
Well, you remember hearing Frenthius kind of tell... he said, as you've been advised. So this is something that he made everyone aware of, that this was going to happen. Just so you know that.
yeah.
But anyway. But, okay, so it's not her. So, if you could go find her.
We do have to go find her. But what if in 10 minutes he wakes up by himself and then he sees that we are gone?
Well, then we have 10 minutes.
Do you even know where to start?
Well, first of all, the door is locked from the outside.
You're right.
So maybe we don't just have 10 minutes. But
What if we kill him? No, we can't do that.
you want to kill him?
I'm so scared.
Well, the only reason I think that we should not kill him is because we are in the tower, filled with his subordinates. I think maybe that would not go over well.
I think you're right.
Also, if we get found out, there will be maybe, a small war. If they find out that
I
we...
don't want to be the cause of a war.
I mean, he's also... Okay, so we don't kill him.
We
Okay,
don't
that
kill
is
him.
off
That is off the table.
Off the table. And she gives you a fist bump.
Yeah,
from
with
above.
a little fist bump.
Dunk. Okay, so if we can't kill him...
At least we'd have one of the options out of the way.
Okay, you see Arm look down. We have 9 minutes.
Okay, let's just go.
Let's just go out.
Ah,
Okay.
and
So-
she walks towards the door.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Okay. 20, not nat.
Wow. Okay. I think it's more fun to roll, so I'm just gonna roll a disadvantage perception check. You don't even see. You do a good job of being quiet. You're in a suit of armor.
Yeah.
But also, Frenthius made a comment about how enthralled he would be by this. So he is. Whatever is going on is so interesting to him,
Yeah.
apparently, that he doesn't even, it's not even on his radar at all.
Okay.
So you make it to the door. I'll say that good stealth check, just so we're not doing this all day, also includes you opening
Okay.
the door.
Yeah.
And shutting it. You saw him lock, you've seen people lock the door.
Yeah.
From the outside. So his door right now, as it stands, is not locked.
Yeah.
No one locked you guys in.
Mm-hmm.
She was locked in. He unlocked the door and then left it open.
Okay.
So that's the situation. He has the key. Just saying.
Okay.
So either you can, before you exit the door, I'll let you use that 20 stealth check to get over to him and then roll another one to take the key, or you can just bounce and use your 9 minutes to do whatever it is that
I think
you want.
just bounce, because
Okay.
I think that she's I can't, how are we gonna
Yeah,
do
how are we
that?
gonna, yeah. Okay, cool. So you kind of swoop around the
Yeah.
door like you guys are in sync now, and shut the door gently behind him, behind yourselves, and you are standing outside of the room in a suit of armor,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out what to do.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, do you think that they would keep her in a nicer room, or would they keep her in something like this?
Roll a history check.
Okay. 7.
Where was he coming from when he came downstairs originally? We were sitting in the dining hall or whatever.
Where did he come from?
Where was he coming from? I think he was coming from upstairs.
I think so too. And he has said that she wanted the knight to walk around, so wouldn't that mean that he had talked to her?
But how? I think, I would imagine she would be high up, no?
I think that makes sense.
Okay. Do you want to try the top room?
Let's try the top room.
Okay.
Shh.
We're going to be so normal.
We're going to be so normal.
No one will know.
But we have 9 minutes.
Okay, let's hasten. Roll a performance check.
All right. 5.
Okay. So, you are both nervous about what's going on.
Yeah.
And because of that, you have stopped looking like a person, and now you look like a glitching, malfunctioning suit of armor animatronic. And there's just something that is disjointed to an extent about your movements.
Okay.
With you going so fast in this direction. So I'm going to roll a perception check to see if anybody
clocks
that that's going on. You hear behind you, you there, fair knight.
Freaking
Stop.
stiffens
Still,
up.
yeah, Arliss is also like frozen in mid thing.
Yeah.
Yes, are you feeling quite all right? That was quite a gesture that you performed.
I'm going
so quickly
to indicate to Arliss that I'm going to turn around slowly so that we're facing this person.
Mm-hmm.
I do that.
Are you one of the knights that came with the girl? Is that correct?
I freaking tap her freaking ankle, being
yeah.
like, dude, yes.
Yeah, she nods, and he's like, oh, you know that Major Eucilius was looking for you. Perhaps you should go find him. Arliss is gonna do kind of another bow.
Yeah.
And then turn around and keep going, or motion to turn around.
Yeah, and I do.
Oh, he's not in that direction. I'm not sure exactly where he is. I'm sure he's on the ground floor though. So what sort of calls do you have to be going upstairs anyway? And you can hear him kind of walking closer to you.
Yeah. I'll turn around again and take a couple steps towards him. Just kind of do that. Mm-hmm. Can't do much else because I'm just some legs.
Just the legs. Do you have anything you want to try and communicate ideas-wise to Arliss?
I think that I want to try to be like, hey, capitalize on the fact that we can't talk. And they know that. Mm-hmm. So we can't tell you what we're doing.
Okay, so Arliss, you guys have a staff on your back. Or a, ceremonial lance.
Yeah.
Arliss is going to take it off of her back and slam it on the ground. We gonna roll a little intimidation check
Can I freaking...
Can we give her the help action or something? Yeah, I'll let you do that. What are you doing to help?
I think that I, freaking squeeze into her ankles, being like, yeah!
Just a little more, stank on that? Okay.
So you roll with advantage with the help action.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forget how to play this game. When you slam she rolled a 10 and a 1. So she's going to slam the thing kind of down on the thing.
Yeah.
And when she does that, it makes a pretty stanky noise.
Yeah.
Pretty ka-dunk noise. And you see the kind of form take a couple steps back and go, are you quite feeling okay? What on earth is going on? Look, why don't you just come with me? Have you had dinner yet?
We'll take a couple steps backwards.
Oh, away from him?
Yeah, to indicate, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm. What is going on? Fair Knight, would you mind please removing your helmet?
take a couple more steps back and like kind of face sideways to indicate like you can go about your way. Kind of like I am making room for you to let you
keep walking.
Yeah.
Ew. Well, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to insist. And he's going to take another step towards you.
Is there anyone else around?
Yeah, and when you made that noise, they all turned to look. Everyone who's around, you are sort of halfway up part of the stairs, and there's like a landing, and you are like you are like landing, and then there's like the stairs keep going up, and there's a little spot that you could get off and into like a central room.
Okay.
And there are people in there who are, you can see them just kind of like looking at you, like rubbernecking around the frame, the door frame, to see like what's going on.
All right. How much more time do I have based off of the, like...
You don't know, and you don't have a way of finding out.
Okay. Can I roll insight to get a feel?
Yeah, you can roll insight.
15.
You suspect there's probably like 7-ish minutes left.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think that she is just going to keep walking in the direction that they were walking, but like slower, so it's more put together.
Okay, more like regular.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you kind of turn to do that, this person is going to put his hand on Arliss's shoulder. You can feel the kind of upper body stop. And he's going to like kind of do that and like try and kind of like pull you around and go, I said I must insist you remove your helmet.
Does she get a sense of how important this person is?
You can roll to see if you can see him.
Okay. 17.
You can see him. He looks like just one of the other soldiers.
Okay.
So, you're not well versed in sort of rank and file of the Weftway army hierarchy. But he doesn't look particularly decorated. You are in a ceremonial suit of armor, fancy schmancy knight. And he just sort of looks just like a regular foot soldier type thing.
So do I have a sense that I have more of like I am, you know, like you can't tell a chief what to do.
Right.
Kinda,
it's kind of like he is like an Army 01, and you are like one of the Queen's Guard of England.
Okay.
You know, like it's like, I don't know. Like it's like two different types of, like, one is a literal soldier and one is like a ceremonial guard.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, for it's like same country but very different kind of roles, and so it's kind of like, well, who has the jurisdiction in this case? So that's like the vibes that you get from the outfit.
I think that Barbielle is going to
roll a perception check before you do that.
14.
You hear a suit of armor get up from whatever it was doing.
Okay.
And start walking towards you.
Okay. Fuck. I think that Barbielle is like, if we get caught, there is absolutely no way that we will be able to help Tavumile at all. So, with that in mind, it might be best to abandon this plan and capitalize on the fact that he is looking for the knight to walk around with her, so we wouldn't have to guess where she is at. And so I think that Barbielle is going to kind of try to indicate to Arliss by like maybe reaching up her legs and being like, seems scary, seems like in hope that she realizes what she's going for, and she's going to walk straight towards the soldier and not stop and like make it to where he has to walk backwards because she's like walking in his way. And is trying to be intimidating enough to be like, you are not in a position to tell me to take my helmet off in front of people I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like being like there's some knights that don't take this so seriously kind of thing where it's like maybe they'll take their helmet off in front of people but still not say anything.
Right.
I am not one of those,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
And then go back to where Major Eusebius was.
Okay, so as you go, you're trying to communicate that this is your plan to Arliss. As you do that, and you grab her ankles or whatever you're trying to do, she stomps her foot on you.
Yeah.
And there's like a wall next to you, and she kind of like puts her hand into the wall so that you can't go forward at all.
Okay.
Yeah. And she kind of does that. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna like?
I'm going to listen to her because she can see better than I can.
Okay, so as you listen to her, you hear shink, ka-dung. As this other knight has walked over and buried his lance across the pathway between this soldier and you.
Okay.
Guys. And just like sticks it into the wall. And there is that noise, and then you're sure everyone's paying attention now.
Yeah.
You hear the soldier kind of just like take like a jumping kind of step back, and the knight like withdraws the lance, and you hear the sound of him like putting it on his back, and the soldier just like goes, "You think you bloody silent knights are so important and powerful. You know, one day you'll get yours too. Bloody stupid ceremonial, don't even know how to," you know, he's like muttering.
Yeah,
and, like, walking
I think
away.
Barbielle's gonna turn the body to face that knight and indicate to Arliss being like, bow, friggin' do what you did beforehand.
Okay, so as this happens, Arliss is like, huh, and then she like bows. And as she bows, she comes back up. You can't really see, if you want to roll, you can see what the knight is doing.
Yeah. 7.
You can't really see, you just see that the knight like made a motion and then is kind of like walking back to where he was.
Yeah.
And you can hear him like stomping his feet, and you hear other soldiers kind of like moving back into place.
Yeah.
So like he's like nothing to see here type.
Yeah.
Thing. You still hear the other soldier muttering and going, "We do all the bloody work and they get all the bloody freedom they want."
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, you know, general pissing and moaning. And so now as far as you know, you are free to sort of continue on your way.
How much sense of time do I feel like I have now?
About 6 minutes.
Okay. Cool. We're going to continue and try to hasten.
As you kind of go in that direction, whatever you do, Arliss is making you go slowly. Like, she is making you freaking calm down a little bit, like to because of you don't know why.
Yeah.
But she is specifically like, "Stop it, you have to be cool." Like, I know, but just trust me. And so you guys are like walking the normal speed up the stairs. So, they know that this girl is going to be walking around with the knight that went with her to somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's also a thing that you know.
Okay.
So when you get to the room, you know that they know that. So you don't necessarily imagine that it would be an issue.
Okay.
If they saw you go in there.
Okay.
Presumably, to your knowledge.
All right.
If you know that you guys are going to walk around together. But it was on the top floor. You have about 4.5 minutes before you literally have to go wake him up.
Yeah.
Actually,
roll a little roll.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
To your knowledge, you're good. You don't hear anybody going, "Where's that knight? Where did you
Yeah.
get her?" Anything like that.
Okay.
Any uproarious anything.
Is there anyone around now that we've like exited that kind of area and is going up the stairs?
No. There's no reason that anyone would be on the top floor unless they were bringing her food.
Okay.
So there's a landing right below it, though.
Okay.
So people definitely were probably on that landing and probably saw you, and you can't know that.
I just I want to whisper to Arliss.
I don't think that we will have time to do anything or even say anything to her, but as long as we know where she is being kept and that at least that she is alive and here, because we don't even know if she is here, then at least we have more information. And then maybe we can indicate to him somehow that we were the knight that she came with.
There's no window on the door. We will have to open it in order for her to know.
Then let's open it and then tell her that we are here.
We don't have the key.
Maybe there's somebody standing outside, guarding the door that can let us in.
As you continue to walk upstairs, there's nobody there. There are people on the landing, the last landing before.
Do you remember what she did? She knocked on the door and spoke through it.
She melted the doorknob.
Yes, but before that, remember how she knocked on the door and said, "Hello, is there anybody out there?" What if we did that?
Okay. There's nobody up there. Okay.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna like walk up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on the landing where the door to her room is, and you're standing in front of it.
Yeah.
Knock.
Just
knock.
regular. Just knock.
I guess so.
Okay. And you hear Arliss go like.
Yeah. And then you hear on the other side.
I was about to do that too, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Hello?
Is this Tavumile?
Tavumile, are you there? I'm not really sure where else I would be.
Tavumile hears the sound of two knights pressing armor against the wall so that they can talk as quietly as possible.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure where else I would be. So it is you. So the one in the room is not her. What?
There's a lady in the room. She has your last name?
What was the name?
Oh, jeez.
Fenra?
No, that wasn't
Oh,
it.
what are you that was totally it.
Was it? I thought it was
She said like Miss Fenra or something that you... I don't know.
Well, that is, what, you're like,
That's my last name. I'm Tavumile Fenra.
this is like a lady. She looks a bit like you.
She looks... What do you mean that she looks like me?
You have to be quiet, or if you're going to all be killed or something, I don't know. Just relax. Okay, can you relax?
No.
Okay. Count to 10. Okay, new plan. Just, we're going to talk. You're going to listen, okay?
Alright.
So, the lady in the room, she's asleep or something, I don't know.
Alright.
So, the guy,
Who?
the man,
What does he look like?
he looks like a
What is
bloody
his
high-
name?
Jeez, I'm not good with names.
It was Lucilius. Oh, Frentius.
Yes, probably. It doesn't matter.
Alright.
He said that he needed us. He's going to do that thing you people do when you go to sleep, but not really.
Trance?
Yeah, that for some reason he didn't explain why. But he told us we have to wake him up in 10 minutes. We have to go back. But he said that he made a deal with you that he was going to let you and us walk around the castle together with the tower.
Okay.
Okay, so we will be back, I guess. But now we know where you are.
Fenra's not a common name.
Okay,
He told me that my mom was dead. What are
Arliss
you-
is looking at Barbielle going, was she freaking dead, bro?
What are you...
Do you think... Hold, hey, just give us just a quick second. Be right back.
Wait,
Do you
but...
think she was
I
dead?
don't know. I don't think she did.
She
Why would they just be keeping a corpse in the room? We gotta go back.
Listen.
Walks
Hey,
up to the
hey,
door again.
Hey, it's us. Listen, hold that thought.
About my mom being dead.
I don't know, but we will be back and we will listen. I
Right.
promise you, don't freak out, okay? You have to promise you won't freak out.
I've made so many
Make
promises.
this one. We need this
I
to be alive.
promise.
Okay, we are going to check and make sure that your mom is not dead before we talk to you next. Okay, bye.
I think that you hear like a bang on the door, and you can imagine that Tavumile has like banged her head into the door. Yeah,
smear my face against the door. Okay, we have to go back now.
I think that now I start hastening.
Yeah, find the minute. Okay, well, you better roll about it.
Stealth or performance?
Performance.
17.
Freaking 19, you guys. Yeah, suddenly, like, the thought of this plan going wrong and something happening to everyone and also you has crystallized finally in both of your minds, and you're like, oh, we have to get it together, as it turns out. We have to, like, do a good job. Crystallizes in your minds, and you both become Usain Bolt, like top half and bottom half in perfect harmony with each other. Are you running, or are you just going quickly?
I think we run when there's nobody around, and then we just go quickly when there are people around.
I feel like there's a high enough roll that's okay to do. So they're sort of like paying attention. The only thing is there are people on the stairs. Yeah. So not only are you contending with the people on the landing, but also like people going up and down the stairwells. Yeah. So it will. This is what we'll do. If you don't just run, you will not make it back in time.
We'll just run.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna just run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if anybody thinks that that's weird.
Okay.
They do think it's weird.
Okay.
So as you are bussing it down these stairs, you hear someone say, "Where's the fire? What on earth is going on?" And then you blow past that person. Yeah. And then you hear somebody else go, whoa, jeez, okay. Heavy suit of armor bearing down the staircase. Like, it's quieter as you run around. And then you hear, like, a clank as your big shoulder brushes against another knight's big shoulder. And you get, like, a kind of turn around and, like, weirdness. So it has been clocked that you are running. Okay. Yeah.
Whatever, you know?
You hear footsteps behind you as you run.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't freaking stop.
Cool. Cool. So because you're running, you make it in time. You're like, Arliss is like looking at the grains of sand. Like, and you get to the door.
We open it, but when we immediately shut it. Like
you immediately like a freaking Scooby-Doo situation. Yeah. Cool. So you open it, you shut it. Roll a performance check for that.
All right. 8.
She had a 7, so we'll see if they beat that. They did not.
Woo!
They got a 5. Woo! All the folks. So as you kind of like round this corner, you slide in real cool and shut the door, and you're just like, nothing happened. We were here the whole time. You hear like people like kind of like not running, not like full tilt, but just kind of like joggingly being like, what the heck? Yeah. Patter past the door. Okay. So that you dodge that freaking bullet. How do they roll a 5? You got a freaking 7 and an 8. I was like, well, time to have a good time. I am gonna roll disadvantage perception to see if that wakes up Frenthius a little bit early.
Fine by me.
I mean, yeah. So as you kind of shut the door and compose yourself, it makes reasonably enough noise that you hear kind of just like, what on earth was that about?
I walk forward so that it's, because like...
Oh, yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Frenthius, as he kind of does that, is like in that weird space when you quickly wake up and like way too quickly for your thing. Like, if you were having a really intense dream and then someone shook you awake and you were like, hold on, I gotta like process this, that is as he spoke to you. You can tell that he doesn't care and wasn't paying attention anyway. So he's just like, okay, nothing. You didn't see anything strange, did you, by any chance? You would know. I don't know specifically, but you would be of note to you.
I squeeze her ankles to be like, shake her. No, fucking. I'm gonna like squeeze the ankles and like
In-
rub them,
rubber-
so it's like
the
shake your head like
Yeah,
that.
Arliss is gonna like wait a beat and then shake her head.
Yeah.
No. And he's gonna be like, okay, I need you to do me a favor.
I'd stand a little taller.
He's like sitting in the chair. You can roll to see if you can see him or not.
Yeah. In perception?
Yeah.
11.
Okay, you can see him. He is like sitting in the chair, but he is leaning in the chair on the chair for support.
Okay.
It's like an armless chair, so he has one arm up on the back of the chair, and he's kind of like a structure using that.
Okay.
Like, I need you to go find the knight. That excuse me. I need you to go find the knight that, and he's gonna, like, turn and look back at her.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, that the girl, came here with.
I think I'm gonna tap on her leg, like being like, remember, we needed to make it obvious that it was us. Please. Because from what I had said to her, being like, we can indicate that it was us that came with her.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully she freaking remembers.
Arliss is gonna, well, let's see if she remembers. She does not.
Fuck.
And so, that doesn't mean it wouldn't occur to her naturally, though. It does not. So she's just gonna stand there, and the thing about it, though, is that you can tell from your sister's body language that she was distracted
Okay.
by something. And Arliss is gonna, like, sort of lean forward and being like, just go with me on this journey. You know, she's gonna, like, lean forward, like, let's walk over there, please. Like,
Okay.
And, you can say no if you want to.
I think that she wouldn't do it. I think that she'd be like, no, what are you doing? Like, we can't.
Roll a history check.
All right. 12.
Okay, you remember that you guys have to check and see if her mom's dead.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You can tell that is what she's trying to do. You're not gonna let her.
I think that. Let me freaking roll to see how empathetic Barbielle feels.
Okay, I dig
versus keeping her sister safe.
Right.
I think a 1 through 10, she'll check, or like let her try to check.
Okay.
11 through 20, she will be like, no, you're more important to me than somebody I don't really know. 16, she doesn't let her do it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you feel your sister kind of lean forward and, like, fixing to kind of do something. And then she just sort of is like, this is going to be weird if I do it for too long. And so she just kind of stands right back up.
Yeah.
And Frenthius is going to kind of continue, and he's just going to say, so, can you go find that knight for me and send her to the girls' room? I'm
going to stomp my foot, but not hard, but like kind of like it's me. That's me. Like,
trying to
like
indicate.
Brother, you're not doing it with your hands, so I gotta freaking, you know.
Okay, so you'd stomp.
Yeah, like
to,
a couple stomps, being like,
Okay,
me.
He's gonna, excuse me.
I do it again.
What? Are you trying to communicate something to me? We'll see if Arliss gets with the program. She does not.
I stomp again.
Okay, Frenthius is going to be like, yes, what is it?
I kind of shuffle my feet a little bit, being like,
I think Arliss will say that she gets it. Well, I'm just
Okay.
going to keep rolling till she gets it. Or Frenthius is like, this is sus.
Yeah.
But Arliss is just going to kind of, when he's like, what are you trying to tell me? Arliss is going to kind of like look down at you, like at her pants, and then be like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna mouth to her, being like, it's us, idiot.
Oh, and she's gonna like attention the upper part of her body and just like point her thumb at her, like, at her chest, and be like dunk, dunk, ding, ding, ding. Yes, you. You are that knight?
Yes.
you're like,
I bend the knees a little bit, kind of being like a finally.
Yeah, Arliss is like, yes. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, I, would have preferred you to tell me a bit sooner. Yes, so could you, just go to her room and, you can go anywhere in the tower as long as you don't go outside. She would probably want to. She seems to be that sort of person. Obviously. And, if anybody asks, obviously you can't answer. I've advised the guards and the soldiers the other nights not to speak to her about anything that has transpired, just to sort of tell her it was a tragedy and things of that nature. So, obviously that problem you will not have, nor with the other knights, but just, she cannot find out. She simply cannot. This is not a good idea, but I just feel so compelled to, and he's gonna, look off, I'm looking at this lady, I'm gonna look somewhere else, and he's gonna touch the part of his body that, whatever it was, that Tavumile spilled this potion on him.
Okay.
That made him comply.
Yeah.
Sort of unthinkingly.
Okay.
Just as a whatever. Not something that would be notable to Arliss or Barbielle. So just go. And he's gonna kind of deflate and have his head kind of lulled to one side.
Yeah. I turn and I start walking out.
He doesn't stop you or anything.
Yeah.
As you are you leaving the room?
Yeah.
As you open the door, you hear footsteps approaching the door, and someone kind of grabs the door handle as you go to open the door and pulls it open also, and so they're just kind of face to face with you, and he's like, oh, excuse me, is the mage in here by any chance? And you hear the major go, not say anything, just sitting there, and what do you do?
I kind of stand at attention to be like, I don't know if I should keep leaving. You asked me if the major was in here. I think I kind of stand off to the side.
Oh, to see
yeah,
him or something?
to be like, he's here.
Oh, great. Excuse me. And he's gonna into the room next to you. And you recognize him and his voice as the voice of the guy who was being a little sus earlier. And he's going to kind of go behind, and the major is going to compose himself into some sort of something and just stand up and be like, yeah, job, yeah, job, yeah, that's who I am. And he's going to say, Major, I just wanted to advise you, there's a knight behaving rather strangely, running sort of through the hallway. I don't know what could possibly be going on, why that would need to happen. Give me 1 second.
Do all of the knights armored look the same?
Yeah.
Okay,
fully, yes. That's why it worked in the first place. I'm gonna roll a really important roll now.
Oh god.
I'll roll it straight. And the DC is gonna be 11.
Okay. This is very
It's an
specific
insight roll.
DC.
He gets +1 to insight. He rolled a 3. When the guy approaches him, says that to him.
Yeah.
There's been a knight running through the hallways. I don't know what would precipitate that. He's going to look at him sort of world-wearied and say, well, yes, that is certainly noteworthy. Well, this one has been in with me for the past 10 minutes, so we can cross this one off the list. Please round up all the other knights. And she's going to be going up, or this part, doesn't know. This knight will be going up to just escort Miss Tavumile around the grounds. Please, as you know, exercise discretion. That's the word I'm looking for. Please exercise discretion when you talk to her. And the other guys go, yes, right away, sir. And then he's going to leave.
Yeah.
And Franthius is going to give you, a weirdly campy bow for how kind of stroppy he and fancy he is. He's gonna give you like a life is awful situation, and then just kind of make like he is going to go out the door behind you or in front of you if you don't go.
I think I'm gonna let him go in front of me, and
ooh, okay, you gonna let him go in front of you?
Yeah. And I'm going to parse to see if he's going to wait for me to leave so he can lock the door, or if he's going to just keep walking and then I can maybe go and check.
Roll an insight check.
All right. 6.
You are 100% sure that he is going to lock the door behind you.
All right. I keep walking. And I go.
I'll let you both roll a perception check to see if you have any indication just from standing nearby
that she's alive.
It's going to be perception check.
Yeah.
And you're going to roll with disadvantage because you're extremely distracted. The DC is going to be 10.
Okay. 8.
You have no idea.
All right. Well, are you going to roll too?
Okay, I'll roll 2 with disadvantage. What does she get to perception? I think it's a +1. She rolled a nat 1. Arliss. Well, you'll see. Anyway, so so as you you leave.
Yeah. And I start walking to where we know where she is.
Yeah, you start walking to where you know that she is. You hear the vague noises of folks being rounded up, just to see what sort of the haps is. And you are kind of walking that direction, and then people are giving you the, why aren't you coming? Oh, this knight has a specific task. Oh, okay, got it. For the whole walk up to Tavumile's room, pretty much. So it's basically just like, not everyone is being rounded up. It's just the knights, obviously, for you don't even know. You have no idea of knowing what would be going on with that. But whatever they're doing, you are exempt from it. And so that's what's going on. And the knights are kind of dutifully getting to their feet and all going to where they are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And there's just sort of other folks milling about, doing whatever it is you do in a Waypoint. Like polishing their boots and waiting for orders and eating food and hanging out, setting their palms on fire with Germex, as you do. And you are just generally kind of walking up the stairs to Tavumile's room.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to do before you get there, on your way there? Anything?
How are we going to get in the room? Do we know, did he give us any key or any...
No.
Okay.
So you should know how to get into it because you are one of the knights.
Fuck.
So he didn't feel the need to tell you the answer to that question. But if you were going to interpret it, the answer is someone has a key. You should know who the person with the key is so you can go ask them to open it for you. And they'll know that that's what they're supposed to do.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to find that person. Can I make an insight as to who the heck that would be?
There are folks with keys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll just walk up to a random one and stand in front of him.
That's all you're... Okay, so as you do that, Arliss is going to kind of give a thumbs to the room. And this person with keys is going to be like, oh, aren't you supposed to be going down to the inspection? Oh, okay. Right. So the girls' room, and then Arliss is gonna kind of be like, give like a nod, and they're gonna be like, okay. Well, I'll give you the key. That way you can put her back at your leisure, I suppose.
Freaking Barbie, I was like, yes.
Sounds good. Okay. And you're gonna take the key and go up to her room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go up to her room.
And as you walk away from that, you hear someone going, it's bloody irresponsible. So many people here. Anyone could say anything out of turn. I mean, you hear whispers like that. Like, what if someone says something out of turn and then they find out? That would be, things of that nature as you're kind of going up.
Does any of the whisperings indicate that maybe she isn't dead?
Okay, roll a luck check.
Okay.
We'll say DC 15.
15 exactly.
Wow. Okay, so as you're kind of walking up, no one is going to question the major to his face.
Yeah.
And you saw when he made the announcement that she was going to be let walk around the thing, and to basically just not talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
His men looking at him the way that you look at an old person when they tell you the same story over and over and over again.
Okay.
With a mixture of pity and concern, but also I can't say anything to you.
Yeah.
A strange sort of sentimentality that you would have no way of parsing because you are two people in a suit of armor who wanted to go to a party. And so when that was said, and when he was in kind of the area, you weren't really picking up on any kind of, fussing about it. And now that it is being actioned, you are. So there's that on that. And now that you're walking kind of in that direction, and you hear all these people talking about, it's irresponsible or things like that. Checking first to make sure that nobody's around you, whatever. You hear someone go, "It's just because they remind him of them."
Okay.
You hear someone say that, and then you hear very quietly with your 15 just hitting the freaking DC. You hear someone go, "Well, why do you think they would want them both taken alive?"
Freaking Barbielle, like, hands around ankles so tight.
Yeah, and you walk upstairs like a regular person.
Yep.
The regularest person. You get to the top of the stairs with your key to Tavumile's room.
Yeah.
Everyone is everywhere. So if you try to do anything suspicious out in the world, everyone is going to see you do it. Just so you know that. But as you get to Tavumile's room, what's Tavumile doing?
I think that she is laying on the floor.
Like, face smashed up against the door, it slid down.
Yeah. She's, like, laying on every limb sprawled out, just kind of, like, staring at the dust motes passing through the sunshine from the window, and just kind of being like, it's like when the cotton trees shed all their cotton.
There are trees here and they shed cotton.
Yeah. I wonder when they're going to come back.
We have news for you. The door clinkety clinks. They like fling it open. Yeah. And they go to step. You like Barbielle presumably would go to step into the room. And about to step into a puddle of Tavumile on the floor. And Arliss is gonna like unwalk you, like make you stop. What are you doing? I'm so tired of this. And she's gonna shut the door. Yeah. Lock it. I can't freaking lock it. It opens the wrong way and everything's bad. And she's gonna like open the helmet to reveal her little face.
Oh, you're rather small.
Dwarves. Hey, look, get off the floor.
Oh, all right. And then she like stands up and she has like dirt on the side of her face.
Okay, but don't stand up. Go sit somewhere.
All right.
Maybe on the floor.
Sit back down.
Cool. Arliss is gonna like do like squishy to be like, get down.
Can I just get out of this armor? Also, there are two of you in there.
Yeah, I thought we had okay. Look down there.
Can I get out, please?
What if someone walks in? We can't lock the door.
I'm so hot in
Quit
here.
being a whiner. We have more important things to talk about right now.
You're the one in the head. What if we switch positions real quick?
Okay, fine. You switch positions. In what is biologically impossible, you pass each other somehow, like molecules in like the same thing, and you wiggle yourself up to the top.
Oh, I freaking take a big breath.
It's not so bad down here, you little baby.
Yeah, wait until your sister's above you, sweating on you and dripping it into your eyes.
Well, you should appreciate that. Some people pay lots of money for that.
You're gross. Can I ask what it is that, why did I need to sit down?
Arliss is gonna get, she's like getting comfy.
Yeah.
And then we say that, she goes, "Your mom is alive."
Wait, what?
I think probably.
I'm sorry. I've been told so many pieces of information that are really dire to my understanding, and I'm so confused.
Listen, so are we. But they said we overheard that soldiers talking, and they said that
Right.
the major
Mm-hmm.
would want to take both of you alive.
Both of us. And you said that he said Fenra, right? Yes, that is the name that I think I heard in the thing in the
I
room.
really don't remember. I think it was.
Can I go
something
see her? Please.
No.
I don't
No,
think
but
no,
that's really- I don't
that's
think this is
absolutely
gonna
not.
happen.
Why not?
Because it would be extremely complicated. Listen, this is the situation. You guys are here. Why? Don't know. Your mom is sideways, horizontal
What?
right now. Listen, if she's not dead, sorry. She's probably, we think she's alive, but she's...
But she's here. She's
Yeah.
here. Maybe that means... Did you hear anything about somebody named Lucien? I did not hear the name.
Did we not?
Ooh.
Shall we roll?
Freaking luck check.
I'm gonna say that there's been a lot of talk of Lucien.
Mhm.
I think just around.
Mhm.
I think that I think that we would for sure have heard something about Lucien.
Okay.
Would Barbielle and Arliss remember anything? So the luck check is gonna be if they remember.
Okay. Do we each roll one to see if either of us remember
Yeah,
individually?
we'll both roll one.
Okay.
And the DC is gonna be 10.
Okay. I got 8.
I got a 1.
Ah!
This dice.
No, I don't think that I have heard that name.
I don't know. I think.
Okay. They think...
Well,
It makes sense, I guess, because they were asking me questions about him, and if they had him, then they wouldn't need to ask me questions, right? I think that makes sense.
well, what did they ask you? Who is this person anyway?
Who's Lucien?
Yeah.
Well, he's one of the most important people in my life. And I was told that my farm burned down and that that my mom died in the fire, and so did Lucien, and they said that he started it. But now I don't believe any of it. Well, I did not hear anything about the fire.
I don't remember hearing about the... Well, listen, in our defense, there's been a lot going on.
There
so-
has been a lot
and
going on.
we're just sort of around.
Yeah, I
trying
feel
to
like a
figure-
lot has been happening, and I kind of just want to go home, but I can't.
Well, listen, on the plus side, your mother is here,
Right.
and probably she is alive. You can't go see her right now because we will get in so much trouble. We're already kind of in trouble. They don't know it was us, so when we came up here before, it was kind of a whole thing.
Right.
But they said, drum roll please. They said,
She just like stares. She's like, I don't know what that is.
Charles is like, I'm gonna cheer you up. No, I'm not. They said that we could walk around the tower together.
Yes, Frentius said that he would let that happen. Can we go outside?
No,
We really got to
I'm
go
so
outside.
sorry.
This is really nice. It made
We
it
cannot
difficult
go
for us
outside.
because we can't get in trouble, you see, because if they find out that we are who we are, we have a problem.
I don't really understand anything about why it's important that they don't know who you are or why you don't talk.
Well,
Do you know if Lady Gwynth is here? I was told that she wasn't, but
I don't remember hearing anything
heard.
about. I mean,
This seems like soldiers are just here.
yeah, soldiers, other knights.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. The major. I don't know if anybody else with any sort of political power are here, but what do you want to do?
What if we were to go see my mum, but we do it in a way that maybe somebody wouldn't know about? I don't like lying, but I think that sometimes you have to do things that you don't like to protect the others that are in your life.
How are we going to do that?
Well,
The place is swarming with soldiers, with guards. We don't want you to get in trouble. Also, we don't want to cause a war.
how would I cause a war?
Not you, but if they find out, listen, if they find out that we are dwarves, the world has ended.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really understand any of that. I don't even know what... I tried to ask some soldiers about the previous war because I don't really know anything about it or what started it, and then they didn't really want to tell me anything.
Don't you know anybody who was in the war?
Lucien, he was a medic, but he doesn't want to talk to me about it ever.
Oh, well, yes, I can see why.
Why wouldn't he want to talk to me about it? Well, you see, Arliss, I really don't want to be telling her this.
Listen, the only thing, we need you to understand that war is bad.
Well, I know that.
The reason why your friend probably doesn't want to talk about it is because of its... You know, he was a medic, you know?
Well, he sometimes takes care of me when I have a cold. Oh.
People...
In war, people tend to get hurt, and they get hurt really badly. And sometimes I don't think that anyone would be okay with seeing the inside of another person.
Okay, Barbielle, I think you're trying to be, you know, twinkly about it. I think that was a bit much.
The inside of another...
Or even just hearing her say it, I don't like that. Listen, let me, hey, it's okay. Just, you know, relax, deep breaths.
I forgot to breathe.
Don't forget that, it's very important. Sometimes you make friends with people, yeah?
Right. Like how I'm friends with Lucien.
Not like that. Friends with someone, just not him, right? Bad example if it's him,
right.
okay? You make friends with someone, and then you go to war together, and they are soldier, and you are soldier, and then, oh no, somebody gets hurt or killed,
Right.
and then your friend is gone. That would be sad to you, yes?
So it is like with Lucien.
Well, hold on. What if you saw that happen over and over and over again with all of your friends? And what if it was your job to heal them, to keep them alive? That was your job. And then sometimes it didn't work out. You know?
No wonder why Lucien always says that he wants to protect me.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, no.
Arliss,
Okay.
I think I'm going to cry.
She's like, don't cry, you're such a
She's
baby.
already
She's
crying,
fully
yeah.
sobbing. Yeah, she's just like,
Why are you guys crying?
no reason. We are just so...
We're just so tired.
Tired. It's a heavy suit of armor.
I'm really tired too.
I bet you are. Listen, we really, listen, unless you have some kind of plan, I don't see how we can see your mother.
All right.
As long as they don't see our faces, she's like scooting closer. She's like, as long as they don't see our faces, they can think that a knight went rogue or something and left and took you with her, as long as they don't find out that we are dwarves.
All right.
So if you want to get out of here...
Can you take me... I've been working on a new potion. I have it with me. And can you take me to somewhere that's a little bit less high? That maybe has a balcony or an open window?
What?
And we can jump out of it and we can see
Okay,
if
I
this
don't
new
think
potion
that-
works.
I don't know. Oh, it's for the sake of the... What is the potion supposed to do?
Well, you won't get hurt, hopefully, if you fall. But I can't be so high up because I don't know how to make it to where you wouldn't get hurt at all falling.
How many hit points do you have?
16. I'm not very, strong. I got fragile bones is what Lucien would tell me.
Oh, no. And we're going to jump out of the balcony. What is this potion? What is the potion? Like, what is it?
Featherfall.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, what does it do?
Yeah, is there a check you have to make? Or is it just, it'll work? Because if there's a check you have to make... If I had a box of Dune, I'd take it out.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think if she would even do that though, because I don't know if she would want to leave her mom there, but I think also she's like, what can I even do?
Yeah, here now, yeah.
Choose up to 5 fallen creatures within range. A fallen creature's rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends. If the creature lands before the spell ends, it takes no falling damage and can land on its feet, and the spell ends for that creature. So no, there's no check. It's just one reaction which you take when you are a creature within 60 feet of you falls. So the moment we jump, I can take this. I could do this spell, and then I have Misty Step, which allows me to transport another 30 feet. So if we weren't going to make it to the ground in time before a minute ends,
Snap.
I could do Misty Step, get another 30 feet, and then perhaps that would be less falling damage or none if I'm only 30 feet away from the ground.
The only thing about this is, if my mom is here, I really don't want to leave her here. But, it doesn't, there's a lot of people here from what you said, right? Yes, there's a lot of people here. And...
Arliss is gonna Arliss was the head.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna look at Tavumile and go, I can't explain this feeling, but I really think that your mom is safe here.
Safe here? Do you know why? I really don't know why they would want anything to do with me or my mom. We're not very remarkable at all.
I don't know. All they said is that something about a monster? Maybe I shouldn't tell you this anyway, so don't worry about it.
I made a friend earlier today, and I told them that they're not a monster, and they shouldn't think that about themselves. Maybe that's what they mean. I don't
Yes, maybe that is what they mean. Yes,
I think
that's what they mean. Anyway, so, but the other part is really whatever.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you know how long it's been? He wouldn't tell me how long I was asleep, and I can't really tell how many days it's been, and I have to be somewhere, and I'm almost certain that if I'm not there, more bad things would happen.
Oh, probably
do you have
8:30, an hour. So it really has not been a long time.
Where do you have to be? What are you talking about? Well, I have to see Tembra Tenenti in 3 days' time. What are you talking about? What are you talking?
The web has been weaved. The woven web is weaved.
This was all your idea.
Oh my goodness!
Why is this? Can I ask why this is so?
He's kind of important.
He's kind of really important.
He's kind of important, and
Well,
well,
I got a letter that I was supposed to see him in 3 days' time. So now, if it's 8:30, that means that it's night time, right? Yes, that's what that means. So then, 2 days, I have to be there.
my tummy hurts.
I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Oh goodness.
Wait, Arliss,
What?
what if this is a good thing?
How could it be a good
If she doesn't show up, then somebody really important is going to know that something happened. And then maybe they will come looking for her.
That's true.
What? Why
You
would they
said-
come looking for me? Why would anybody be invited to Tembra Talente's home and not be important? Well, I think it's just about the water clary that I grow. And just setting up that.
Yeah, I think that probably has to do with why he invited you.
Alice, I'm really at a loss for words.
So you grow water clary.
Mm-hmm. And I sell it. Well, I don't sell it. I have to give it to Tembra Talenti.
I would imagine so.
I used to grow vegetables and like fruits and stuff. And then, well, now all of my fields are that. Well, I guess they used to be that if my house actually.
Hey, let's think
Did-
about something else. Okay, so we got to. Okay, so you grow water clary. You. Well, the Wevsway clan of water clary coming out of their ears. I can't imagine that would be something that interests them.
Is that true? I don't know of anyone else that grows this stuff.
Yeah, it's like a high elf thing.
Oh,
That's why they won the war. Don't tell them that, but
but they won the war.
yes.
I thought that a treaty was made.
Well, listen. Oh goodness, explaining geopolitics to someone my age who
Carlos,
knows
this
anyway.
is much more your job because I don't
Look,
really...
the point is this: is our clan, the Horavio clan, the Talenti clan, is the Dwarven clan.
Okay.
Are much bigger than the Websway clan. So the whole point was we was going to wipe them off the face of the earth. The only reason they were able to negotiate the treaty is because they bloody have the water clary. It tells them every move we are going to make. So in the end, we had to negotiate. They couldn't win. They just simply don't have enough forces. But, so it worked out this way. But
So why would Tembra Talenti, if we're not at war, why would he want so much of it?
listen, I don't want to get in trouble putting notions in your head that you won't be able to know.
I don't really understand anything.
Exactly,
at all.
so I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on this. But the point is, it doesn't make sense that they would want to go to the farm for that purpose.
All right. There's nothing else about me, though, that is nice. Are you sure that nothing else about you is noteworthy? I mean, I'm pretty nice. I know that sometimes people want to spend time with me, but
She's
this is
pretty nice.
This is kind of a mean way to try and spend time with me.
Well, it seems that the major has some sort of interest in whatever is you. I don't know, something about your mother?
My mom, I mean, I love her, and she's a really good cook, and she has been sick for quite a while. Maybe Lady Gwynth told me that the Wethway people have really good healers. What if it's that they took her to try and make her better? And this is they just don't want to tell me just in case it doesn't work. Arliss, I really don't think that this is...
I don't
think that...
Listen,
This seems a little bit intense for that to be the case.
I can tell you this. It didn't really seem like he knew. I don't know what he did. He said that he was doing something. He tranced,
Right.
and then afterwards, you couldn't see Barbielle, so just take my word for it.
Okay.
He looked like he was going to die. He looked like so bad. So, not that so I'm doing it again. The point is this. All I'm trying to say is it didn't really seem like he was in a position to...
Can we go and talk to him while we walk around?
No.
I don't think that is a good idea.
Because what if he finds out that we are dwarves? We should
How
get
do
the
you-
heck out of here. Listen, all that needs to happen is this. We aren't seen by them. We take off this armor. Armor go away forever, and then we can do whatever you want because no one will know that we impersonated a knight, broke into a fancy lady's house, got wrapped up in some sort
Do
of
you
kidnapping
promise?
scheme.
Do you
Do I-
promise that my mum will be safe here?
No, you can't make me promise. You can't make me promise something I don't know.
know if she is going to leave with us. If she doesn't, if we don't promise. Yes. I mean, I'm sitting right here. I can kind of hear you guys.
No.
Um.
Listen, this is what I will say, and I want you to swallow all of your personal feelings and just listen.
Just
Okay.
swallows.
Your mom, whatever was going on,
Right.
it didn't look good.
All right.
So, if we risk your life, our lives, the lives of the clan, a war, to save your mother,
Right.
you said she's sick.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be worth it.
What are you saying? You
What-
think that... I don't think that if any amount of time spent with my mum is not worth it.
Okay, but you just listen. Is it worth our lives? Or the lives of our clan? What about your own life?
I know that it's worth my own.
What about...
I don't know anything. I say in the mirror every morning that I'm smart. And I want to believe it, but I know it's not true. And I wish that it was, because then maybe making this decision would be a little bit easier. But what I know is that I miss my mum, and I miss Lucien, and I want to go home.
Who do you miss more?
Why are you asking me this?
You know where your mom is, yeah?
Yes.
Don't you want to find out where the other one is?
Of course.
Would you rather stay here and do whatever they tell you? And
I
listen,
think that this is...
maybe your mom dies either way.
Carlissa.
Do you think she would want you to risk your life like that for her? For just to what? To see her like we saw her? Would she want you to escape and to live and to find your friend, or at least find out if he's okay?
She like stares at the floor for a little bit.
Mum always said that I was capable. I think that I'm only capable if I have people who are helping me out. I don't know if I can help Mum by myself. So
And she just kind of like slumps down, realizing that she's gonna have to leave.
I think Lucien would have a better idea of what to do. And maybe maybe if I find Tembra Talenti, I can see him sooner than 2 days, and he can help me. Because, I don't know, it seemed like my farm mattered a lot to him. And if I tell him that I won't be able to do something with it because of this, he might do something about it.
Arliss is gonna like extend her arm out of the suit of armor
Mm-hmm.
in like a fist bump,
Mm-hmm.
and just stick that
Tavumile
out.
will put her forehead to it.
We will stay with you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
We will find out what is going on. For right now, we just have to get out of here.
Well, then I think that we should walk around a little bit. I think that is the first step. Yes?
Okay. Shall we go?
All right.
Is there anything else you want to do before you guys start walking around?
Can I get a hug?
Oh, yes, I suppose so. And Barbielle's in charge of that now.
Yeah. Freaking Barbielle slides her arms out of the armor to
like-
give her an actual hug.
And freaking Arliss is gonna like slide her hands out the knee and wrap them around her leg. Little dwarfy hug.
This is very nice.
That's good.
All right. I guess we can go now.
Let's go.
We have to find Lucien. Because if my mum's alive, maybe he is too.
Great. Real quick, before we leave,
Right?
after we get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
where the heck are we going to go?
Well, I get lost a lot. But sometimes I just choose a direction, and then I keep walking, and then either Lucien will find me, or I'll find my way back home. And I think that if I were to do that, I would either find him faster, or I would find my way back to where we're supposed to be. So I guess I'll just choose a direction.
Do you... I don't know if that is safe.
Arliss, I don't know, but look,
Listen,
we will figure this out when
You
we
don't
get
have like a great aunt or like a friend nearby that we could go crash at their place and regroup?
There's a guy that I met in town, and his name's Fingers, and he was rather really nice.
Fingers.
Yes. Is that a weird name?
No.
No,
Continue.
It's
Fingers.
Fingers. Okay. Yes. His name is Fingers, and I guess he's a tea leaf. I don't really know what that means. Tea leaf. Arliss, do you know what that means?
Yes, but don't worry about it.
What does it mean?
It's okay. I'll tell you later. She doesn't know. She's doing that older sister
Yeah.
thing. She's like, I know, but you don't need to.
Okay. And he was really, really nice, and I know that he lives in town, and he has a mum. So we have that in common.
So back to town.
I guess so. I guess there's no point in going back to my house if it's gone. I guess that is true.
I guess that's okay. Let's go back to town.
You seem
I suppose.
rather all right with this. Are you all right? Well, my mom always tells me that I can't be scared of the future because then I'd be scared all of the time. So, I'm terrified, but I can't let that get to me. All right.
Okay, I guess we're going to go walk around.
Let's go
then.
walk around.
Look, listen, from where we saw in the carriage, it seemed like everybody sort of in the procession, other than the lady going to the ball, other people, a lot of sort of people on horses
Right.
went with us here. So maybe they all cleared out of Waypoint Town. I mean, the bloody king is there at the ball.
Pembra?
No, Enza, the Wavesway king. Sorry, that would be so convenient.
Yeah.
He's there. So there are some Wavesway guards, right?
All right.
But maybe we shouldn't go into town if there's so many.
Well, do you think that Lucien would be anywhere else? He knew I'd left him a note that I was going into town and that I would be back tonight. And so I think that he would know that I was here if he needed to find me.
I think that it is risky no matter what we do.
All right.
So we might as well just go back to town. As long as nobody knows that we did this, we can be dwarves, and that would be fine.
What if I wear the armor while we're in town?
I think that would be a bad idea, for reasons that I am not going to explain.
All right.
Okay.
I think that is the right call.
I think Barbielle's like, she would not instantly talk. She would instantly freaking talk.
Yeah, there's no, she does not have the decorum.
Yeah.
We barely have it. We don't have it, but she definitely doesn't. Okay, so if we're going to
walk around.
This is game plan.
Right.
She's gonna like hands on shoulders. She's the legs. She's hands on pants. Tugging.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to get out of here.
Right.
Somehow. Jump out the window.
That might work.
Okay.
Sometimes my potions don't work, though. Well, they work, but then sometimes something else also happens. So, maybe it'll be a good thing that happens, and it'll help us.
Maybe. Wouldn't that be something?
But you're saying that if we jump out of the window, that we will not die? I think so.
Okay. Well, look, we might as well give it a try as a guide here. Other than, walking out the front door, which would be noteworthy, I think. After that, we make our way back to Waypoint Town.
Right.
Arliss was looking at the window the whole time we
Yeah.
all went to the thing, so she knows I could probably get us back.
All right.
Yeah, I think so at least. Or I will have advantage to rolls getting us back at least. We go back to town. We stay the heck away from the ball.
Right.
And we go to find your
Fingers.
friend's house.
Well, I don't know if he lives in the house or not. He said that he is part of the Thieves Guild, and maybe that's a place that we could go to find him.
Okay, so we go to the
Are
Thieves
we
Guild.
going to get involved with thieves now? Is this what?
It's an info penny, info pound. I think that we,
I don't
listen,
think that thieves are all that bad.
all we're going to
He
do.
didn't steal anything from us.
This is good. All that we're going to do is say, hi, do you know where this person lives, or is his room or something, or where he is, so
Right.
that we can talk to him. We're not going to say, hi, I want to join the Thieves Guild.
I guess so. It seems like we keep getting involved with worse and worse people. I think that he's been the nicest person that I've met in Waypoint Town so far.
See, it will be fine.
All right.
Okay, so we go find this fingers person,
Right.
and then we regroup.
Right.
Okay.
I think that sounds right. So, can we find a window and we can see if this works?
What's wrong with this window?
Can we get out of it?
No, it's a good point. We could make it get outable.
How would you do that?
Destroying the wall.
I guess
Hitting
so.
it a lot.
Do you think that if we fell from this height that we would reach the ground within quickly? Because I don't think that my spell works for that long.
I really don't. I've never fallen. We have live underground, so
Oh.
we are not the ones to ask this question.
What if we go down a little bit and
Okay.
then jump from a window?
Okay, like halfway. We're at the top, by the way. So
Is that where we are?
we could definitely go down a bit.
We could go down a bit and then jump.
But we would have to get into another room.
All right.
So it would have
Is
to
that
be
hard?
Well, yes. It would have to be a room that was unlocked, but also we would have to be like, oh, we're going in here for a reason to see what the room looks like. I don't know.
Is there any... There's not any, balcony. Like, in Lady Gwynth's house, when I was on the balcony in that room.
This is a tower.
Look, we have not been in very many rooms either.
Okay, we can go see, I suppose. Are we ready to go?
I guess so.
Okay, remember, we can't talk.
Right.
Right. You can't talk to us and expect us to answer.
All right.
Also, we are one elf.
You're an elf.
One elf.
I thought that you were dwarves.
No, right from this point on, we are one elf.
Oh, like
Wink, wink.
lying.
Yeah, like lying.
All right. I feel kind of bad about it.
No.
But you would feel even worse if we died.
Yes, exactly. You want to keep us alive, you will lie, okay?
That's
alive.
a lot of pressure on
Can't
me.
spell alive without lie.
I don't know how to spell alive.
Okay, just take my word for it. And she's gonna open the door, and you guys are gonna start making your way downstairs.
Yeah.
Cool. So there are people kind of milling around, soldiers, doing their thing, kind of looking at you in a way, now that you can see, looking at you in a way that is trying to make it look like they're not looking at you.
Yeah.
Like they're surveilling you, but in a way that's chill. Also, they don't want to be like, there's the girl with the dead mom and the dead family, like freaking staring and stuff. So they're all kind of just around doing their thing, you know,
right.
sharpening stuff.
I think that anytime that Tavumile thinks that somebody's looking at her, she waves at them.
Okay. Try to be a bit more inconspicuous.
But wouldn't that be suspicious?
Don't talk to me.
All right.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna kind of go down like to the middle floor.
Okay.
Is this right, or where?
I think Tavumile would have no idea. She doesn't know how high up she is.
Well, yeah, I think that you can. So it's like there's a big kind of middle section also. So all you see is the staircase going down.
Okay.
Like that's all you see. So the only way you would be able to, like, if you popped into a room, you could look out that window.
Okay.
But also the windows are barred.
Yeah.
So you would be able to see how high up you were.
Yeah. I want to try to do that.
Okay.
Do you think that we could get into any of these rooms so I could see how high up we are?
I don't know. Freaking Barbielle just kind of like shrugs the shoulders.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's no point in trying.
And Tavin's gonna go up and knock on doors.
Okay, I get that one.
She's just gonna do that. I think Barbielle's just gonna be like, what else would we do, honestly?
Okay, cool. So you knock on a door.
Yeah.
So when that happens, you hear just the sound of something hitting the door on the other side.
All right.
Just like an object. Just,
Hello? Are you in there? Is there anybody in there?
oh my goodness, please. I've been awake all night.
Me too. Well, not really. I kind of fell asleep, but I didn't mean to.
Can
I look out your window?
No! The person's gonna like...
What's your name? I'm Tavumile Fenra.
Look.
Can I try the door handle?
Yeah, you can try the door handle.
Is it locked?
No, because they lock from the outside.
Okay, I'm gonna
You just
open
walk
it.
into his room.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you open the door, he was like, and when you do that, it's you see like bunk beds. So this is one of the soldiers' like sleeping quarters. And he's like, he was kind of like leaning out to like look around make my voice shoot around the door. And when you come, like, just open the door, he's like, and he's like holding his cover up because he's shirtless.
Okay.
And he's just like,
Hello?
hi.
I just want to look out your window. Sorry for coming in. I know that sleep is important, but I'll be quick. I promise.
Okay. I mean, I suppose I'm not really at liberty to...
Why are you holding that up?
I'm shirtless.
Well, to be fair, I was wearing a lot more than this, and now I'm just in... I don't really know what this is. Anyways.
Okay.
She's gonna walk forward.
He's like, he's like sitting up normal, but he still has the blanket kind of up.
She's gonna look out the window.
The guy is gonna look up at Arliss and Barbielle.
Barbielle's gonna make a gesture being like, I don't know, like shake hands out in front of her like, what do you want me to do about it, man? Like
He's gonna like grab a like shirt
Yeah.
to put on from his stuff area and he like puts it on. And Tavumile is just looking out the window?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you looking for?
I want to see how high up we are now.
You're still decently high up. It's also hard to tell because it's dark out, but you've made it like if you look up, you can see where you came from because you know that you were at the top, and you're about a third of the way down from where you were.
Okay. So I have superior dark vision. I don't know if that makes it easier to parse how far down or like how far down the ground is. But I also can I roll a either perception or insight check to see if she can parse that whether or not they jumped from here, like not from this room obviously, but from this height, that they would make it to the ground within a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that you can roll with advantage because you have the superior dark vision. I didn't realize that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Which one? Perception or insight?
Insight, because you're looking deeper,
Right.
I feel like.
10.
You don't know if you could make it within there in a minute, but you are sure that that is how far up you are. You can also see the ground then, like the grass, and there's something else that you can see that you didn't see before because the DM didn't know you had spirit. But also, let's say, you were high up and emotional.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff is going on. You see a little tail.
What?
You see a tail swishing.
Like
tail.
Like a horse tail, or like a
tail made out of hair.
All right.
Swish, swish.
On the ground.
On the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, just like at the corner of your eye.
All right.
Do you guys keep pets here?
Well, he's like clothed and standing, looking whatever. No.
What's your name?
Not important.
All right. Do you think that I could borrow a shirt?
I'm really not. What?
Do you think that I could borrow a shirt?
Oh,
And maybe some pants.
yeah. Yeah, I do. Give me like 2 seconds.
All right.
You see him go from his bunk bed to another one that's on the other side of the room and do kind of like one of these. He rolls his own little perception check. And he takes a shirt and a pair of pants out of that chest.
Okay.
And he like comes over and like hands it to you.
Okay.
And he's like, here you go.
Thank you.
I'm sure they'll fit perfectly.
All right.
This is gonna be so funny.
What's so funny about this?
What? Oh, nothing. Just don't tell, Faramir is the only name that's coming to mind that's for sure a guy. Don't tell Niramir that, tell him next time he wants to play games, he better, pay up once he loses.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. It doesn't matter, but there you go.
All right.
She's gonna start to take the dress off and put.
Well, okay, so I'm going to turn around and shut the door if you need me. You know what? Actually, you have the room. And he's gonna walk out the door and shut it behind.
She's gonna put on pants and a shirt, and she's like, in her head, she's like,
I feel like if I was falling, I think that the dress might get in the way because it would go above my head, and then I wouldn't be able to see when we're close to the ground. And then I would have to use Misty Step. And she's like thinking this.
Are you done? Is she done? Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want this?
And she like holds out the dress.
No. You keep it. I don't know.
Can I just leave it here? I don't really want it.
No, you cannot leave it here. Absolutely, you cannot leave it here. You have to take it with you. There's no way in which I would be able to explain that.
All right. I mean, how would you explain it except that I asked for clothes and then you gave me some and then...
A different way from that.
A lie?
No, just sort of, listen, I'm really not supposed to be talking to you.
Why not?
Because I'll get in trouble.
Why would you get in trouble?
Listen, they just told me that to leave you alone because you've, I don't know, had a...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you know why. So I'm...
All right.
Please.
Well, I really wish that I knew your name because you've been very nice and I would like to be friends. But If you don't want to tell me your name, that's all right.
Yep, I don't.
All right.
Please, leave now.
All right.
And if anyone asks where you got that clothing from, you don't remember.
I don't know who you are, so I guess I can't really say.
Perfect. Love it. Now.
All right. Love you.
Goodbye.
And closes the door and like.
You just keep going down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that this might work if we jump from here. I saw a tail. They have animals, I think. I don't know what that means.
Jump from where?
From here, somewhere. A room, I guess. We could try more rooms that I could just open them up. I don't think that is a good idea.
So as you're kind of looking to figure out what to do, standing here in your soldier outfit, holding your dress, you look around you. There's like a landing that you're on right now, and you can see the rooms around. I'm gonna see something real quick. So you can see from where you are on this landing that there is a room that has a ballista in it.
What's that?
It's like a, hold on, using the right friggin' word. It is an ancient missile launcher designed to hurl javelins or heavy bolts. Just wanted to like make sure that I knew what I was
So it's like
talking
an
about.
opening in the.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can see it from where you are. It's an opening in the tower wall that has the end of a ballista sticking out of it. And it has enough room from what you can see that you guys could maybe play around with that as an idea.
I think that that's where we should do that. Because I think that maybe destroying a wall might bring attention. Because I think it would be loud.
What are you talking about?
The thing over there. Oh, like the thing that they attack people. I mean, that is enough room.
We would have to anything at all.
Because you're in the legs, I don't expect you to be able to see anything. Fucking. I think that we will have to get out of the armor though to fit through. Well, you wanted to leave it anyways, right?
As long as they don't know it was us.
Yeah, I guess so.
So the way that it kind of looks is it's in part of the landing is sort of set up like a ammo storage affair because it's sort of halfway up. So it's like, okay, we're thinking you would be able to launch this thing this way, downwards at oncoming attackers and all that stuff. So not so hard that it's like going crazy.
Yeah.
And so there's ammunition for it in this room. There's also other, sundry weapons and stuff. And there's folks just sort of milling around. And it is in the it's in the stairwell, but there is a landing to it as well. So it's like right off of the stairwell. It's not like a full room type situation.
Okay, but it's like a little bit kind of out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that Tavumile's just gonna walk towards that area and like stick her head kind of out through the hole a little bit and be like, "Can I fit through here? Okay, I guess I can."
Whoa. What on earth do you think you're doing over there? Young lady.
Hello.
Who is freaking? Is somebody just like standing there?
Yeah, there was like a guy who was like chilling in that little space, and so when you walked into it and started looking around the ballista, he was like, "What the heck?"
I don't know what this is, and so I was curious.
It's a weapon. So go ahead and run along, and I don't know, do whatever it is that you want to do here.
Well, I want to be in here, if that's all right.
It's not.
Why not?
This is a dangerous weapon. He's gonna like kind of stand up and stand in front of it.
Okay.
So find somewhere else to be. Look, there's there's soup downstairs.
Well, they gave me pumpkin stew, but I didn't want you eating any of it. Have you ever had pumpkin stew?
Please, because I'm not going to have a conversation with you about stew.
Why not? Stew is really nice because you get a lot of flavors and a lot of textures
He's
all in
looking
one.
at Barbielle.
And Barbielle's just gonna shrug her shoulders and shake her head like,
what do you want? I was tasked with letting her walk around. She's not doing it. Like, kind of
This
being
is
like,
a bloody waste of time.
what is? Talking to me?
You shouldn't even exist.
What are you
So
saying?
why don't you go make yourself scarce?
What do you mean I shouldn't exist? Like I shouldn't be here? Because I agree with that.
Well, if we both agree with it, go find somewhere else to be.
Well, I can't leave here. I have to be here.
You don't have to stand right here in front of me.
Why don't you leave?
He's like laughs. He's
Yeah.
like freaking with the like. I'm arguing with this person.
I think that she's going to be like,
Well, you're being rather difficult, and I didn't want to do this.
and she's going to take like the friend's potion
Mhm.
and just kind of spill it onto his feet. And then just
Okay.
and then I think that she's going to say,
There's a guy that gave me these clothes, and I never found out his name because he didn't want to tell me. And could you find out his name for me so that I could thank him later? Also, I don't know what to do with this.
and I like stick out the thing.
Could you ask somebody what to do with this?
Do what? What is it?
The dress.
Oh, I see. Okay, so remind me again. What do I do?
I have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice. That isn't hostile towards you. When the spell ends, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence its mood, etc. So I just get advantage on charisma, which persuasion is a charisma check.
Okay.
I just want to be here and breathe in the fresh air because I haven't been outside in a really long time, and I work on a farm, and it's really hard for me not to be outside.
So you said you get advantage on the persuasion roll?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
23.
You rolled an 8. Jeez, bro. Okay, cool. So,
I'm glad I remembered that because I was like, how am I gonna freaking
Yeah.
convince this guy?
is it a cantrip?
Mhm.
Oh, it is a cantrip? Okay, just making sure. When you kind of say that to him, you spill it like on his shoes. He's
Yeah.
gonna kind of like do like a step back and be like, "My boots,"
Yeah,
whatever.
my boots.
My boots. And you say that to him, and he's like, "Okay, well, can I disarm the bloody ballista before you start looking out the window?"
Yeah.
And he's gonna just start like doing
Yeah.
whatever you do to disarm a ballista. Arliss is like, I don't know what the heck is going on, but this is why suddenly. Okay, sure, I guess. So he disarms the ballista. Whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
And he's gonna look at you and be like, "What about the clothes?"
Well, I was wearing this.
And she holds out the dress.
I don't really know what to do with this, but I don't really like wearing dresses a lot because I feel like
Where were you when you got those clothing?
the dress
No, what you're wearing.
in somebody's room.
Whose bloody room?
He wouldn't tell me his name.
Do you hear any names said?
No.
Turn around.
All right.
He's
She
gonna
just
stick
turns
his
around.
finger in the back of your neck. He's gonna flip it over. And he's gonna go, "Bloody Niramir."
Yeah, Mia. That does sound familiar.
Give him
The
a
guy
bloody
said
talking
to
to.
tell Niramir that if he wanted to play games, something about games.
These bloody boys. I'll be right back. You don't do anything stupid while I'm gone.
All right.
You watch her. He's looking at
Barbielle like nods
Yeah.
head.
It's bloody stupid. I don't even know why I'm doing this. He's like shaking. It drips off his boots as he walks upstairs. There's nobody else. Well, there's nobody else by one point in the immediate area. It is a slit in the wall. So you Tavumile, Arliss and Barbielle in a suit of armor are standing next to this newly unarmed ballista.
Yeah.
Staring at this slit in which the bright moonlight is shining into the space.
Mm-hmm.
It's illuminated up. The whole tower is illuminated by torchlight.
Mm-hmm.
But the torches are on the back side of the wall, so there's no light in this area except except for the pool of moonlight. You can hear footsteps above you. You can hear footsteps below you.
All right.
What are you gonna do?
All right, well, I guess it's time to get going.
Now?
She's going to start squeezing through the thing. I think Barbara's like, we have to
Put it-
get out of the armor,
Okay.
and like takes off the helmet
Okay.
and all
Are you trying
that.
to do it quietly?
Taking off the armor?
Yeah.
Yes, but with relative quickness.
Okay. If you want to do it fast
Mm-hmm.
but loud, people are going to come.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do it slow but quietly,
Mm-hmm.
people might not for sure come,
Mm-hmm.
but I will roll twice. It'll take 2 turns for you to take off the armor and get out the window, as opposed to
Okay.
1 turn. But if 1 turn, people are for sure on their way.
Okay. Could Tavumile help them take the armor off to speed up the process but keep it quiet?
Does Tavumile know how to take armor off?
Nope. Do they?
I think. Well, I mean, they put it
Yeah.
on, like they've gotten into it. I think that would not
Help at all?
help.
Okay.
I think. Well, I would make you roll for it a lot.
Okay.
Um,
Would it be a type of roll where if she got a bad roll, she would make noise?
I think even to the point that she could make it worse. Like she
Alright.
would put it on more
I
intensely.
feel like Tavumile would be like, oh, what if I help you? No,
No,
it's
no,
all
no,
right, it's
absolutely
all right.
not.
Yeah.
You would make it worse.
Okay, I think we will.
Because it kind of would be smart for you to all jump out the window at the same exact time.
So I think that we will take it off slower. To be the 2 rounds of we get
Okay.
into the thing, because we had to walk here and around from the room.
Yeah.
A round of walking is 30 feet if you're going full whatever.
Yeah.
Which I feel like.
But there are people all over the place.
Yeah.
So they're.
So we're trying to be like quieter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll try to be quiet.
Okay. There could be someone just incidentally coming up the stairs also, just for the record.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Freaking man.
It's going to take 2 turns, so I'm going to roll twice.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a nat 20, it'll take 1 turn. We'll
Alright.
completely disappear this whole thing.
3.
Okay, well, it takes an extra turn. I'm joking. So you guys start to kind of like
Can I
get
use Tides of Chaos?
What does that do?
It's a thing for Tavumile, so I don't know if this would count. Once per long rest, gain advantage on 1 attack, roll ability check, or saving throw.
It's an ability check. You're granting advantage to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You can use
Alright.
Tides Cap.
Please.
It's a spell, right?
It's not a. It's a feat.
Oh, it's a feat. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I don't think you wild magic for a feat.
5 freaking.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll to see if somebody is coming up the stairs. Oh no.
Fuck.
So you guys start. You Arliss and Barbielle start to try and quietly
Yeah.
stuff off. Let me roll to see who it is. You hear people. You hear sort of quiet voices
All right.
coming up the stairs, and you hear just sort of general chatter.
Yeah.
And then he's in his room. What on earth is he doing in there? He's just letting her walk around the bloody place. It makes no sense at all. I mean, I understand his personal feelings, but I think that it's quite unbecoming of a major to... And you just sort of hear this coming around the bend.
Mhm.
What do you want to do about it?
I think Barbielle will freeze and be like, "We have to wait until they are gone."
All right. I mean, I guess.
So as you kind of like make this decision, you see them kind of talking together, coming up the thing. Arliss and Barbielle were kind of like crouched, and now they're just like standing up. What does Tavumile composed herself to look like?
Just looking out the window.
Oh, you're just looking out the window?
Yeah.
Okay, so as they come around the corner, like, these bloody ears, boo!
Hello.
What on earth? It's dangerous from there.
Oh, the person that was here, he disarmed it so I could look out the window and get some fresh air, because I can't go outside.
That doesn't sound like Zethius at all.
Zethius, that's his name.
Yes, I mean, it is disarmed.
Yes.
So that you could look out the window.
Yes.
This makes no sense at all. Why did you come away from there? It's not safe.
I don't want to. I don't care if it's not safe. I do a lot of things that aren't safe, and I've been fine.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Nat 20.
Ha! You don't want to know what they rolled?
Why?
19. Cool. So as you say that, you remember their prior conversation that they were having, and you see in the eyes of this elf soldier sort of kind of forced concern and duty and all of these things just sort of fade away from his eyes. And it is replaced by something that Tavumile is not familiar with seeing.
Okay.
And this elf looks up at Arliss and Barbielle and gives Barbielle a look.
Okay.
If you want to roll insight on that, you are more than welcome to.
Nat 20 again.
What is going on? Oh, snap. He is going to give you that look, and as he gives you that look, he says, "You know what? Yes. Why don't you have a look out the window?" And in that moment, Barbielle 100% knows he's going to push her out of it.
Oh my god. All right. Is there any possible way that they could fit out the window in their armor?
Arliss and Barbielle, they would have to split in half.
Okay.
And it would be a tight squeeze.
Okay.
Barbielle could, in character, put a staff up and be like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm trying to determine whether or not she thinks that Tavumile would be okay by herself. Because this is a surefire way to get her out of the window without it being
suspect. Yeah.
I think that Barbielle is going to. I think that Barbielle, her sister matters more to her than anyone else, and I think that she's like, we would have to put ourselves at so much risk to get out of here. And stopping this guy from doing what he's going to do may cause more of a scene and make people come. And so I think that Barbielle is going to kind of look down in the thing, in the, like, armor, and mouth to freaking Arliss, saying, like, "I'm sorry. We have to let this happen." Like, trying to mouth that to her.
Arliss just goes, "Let what happen?"
Step back.
Okay, Arliss is gonna step back. What's Tavumile doing?
I think that she's just staring at him, being like,
"All right. I mean, I do want to be out the window, or I do want to look out the window, so."
The other guy, that's wild. I was like, I'm gonna roll to see if he notices what's going on. When the other guy hears him go, "Why don't you have a look out the window?" Because they were talking. He's gonna go, "Listen, I'm gonna let you deal with this. I'm gonna go find out what's going on with Zenthius or whatever his name is." I go find out what on earth she's talking about with that. Okay. See you later.
All right.
Let's have a look.
All right.
You know, it's beautiful this time of year.
It is. I really like it when it's nice and warm outside and the breeze is on the, it's nice and warm and it smells sweet because of all the plants.
You just let me know when she turns around.
I think that she does.
Okay. Like,
and I think that she says like,
that.
Oh, what's your name, by the way?
What she's turned around when she says that.
Yeah.
When she does that, it's kind of like it's like sort of a mid-body window because the ballista it's not like you stand when you use it, but you're like kind of crouched, hunched, and it points downward. So it's kind of weird. So you're kind of like sidled up next to the wall.
Yeah.
When she said, "What's your name, by the way?" and looking out the window, he's going to say, he's gonna like kind of get next to you in a way that is threatening without an insight check.
Yeah.
And he's gonna kind of get close to you and go, "It's better this way.
What are you talking about?
We're protecting the king.
Hmm?
You have to understand."
Understand what? Are you alright?
He's gonna grab both of your shoulders and throw you out the window.
Okay.
Yep, you are airborne. And
freaking.
so
I think that she lets out a yelp and then is like, "Wait,
I wanted this."
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he does that, he like just throws you out the window. Nobody is around to hear your yelp, except for Arliss and Barbielle. And before we discuss what Tavumile does, when he throws her out the window, he's gonna look at Arliss and Barbielle, and he's going to say, "I did not like doing that at all. But you know it's safer. You know it's safer for the king. You know why I did this. And don't worry. I will blame it on myself. I know that you would, but it can be me. It's not safe."
I think that after he says that he'll blame it on himself. She grabs him and walks him out, like grabs the back of his like thing and indicates to Arliss that we need to walk out with him in our possession, because I think that there'd be no way for them to be like, "Why didn't you come and say anything? You were supposed to be with her."
Yeah.
And then this guy pushes her out of the window, ? And you didn't come and alert anyone. So I think that's what she's going to do.
Okay. And as you kind of march him off in the direction of hopefully someone who can fix this problem, and Tavumile falls through the air, that's where we're going to stop.
No, wait! Freaking dude. What I want to know, she needs to freaking cast Featherfall, man.
Yeah, she'll do that in the next episode,
No.
Probably. Hopefully she lives.
Dog.
How bad would that be?
I mean, at least now, like, if she miscalculates Featherfall, she can cast Misty Step without it freaking mattering.
It's funny, because I fully was not thinking about the fact that Tavumile and Barbielle and Arliss would be separated.
Yeah, I didn't. Because I was thinking about it, and I was like, Barbielle doesn't know Tavumile that much, and she loves her sister so much.
Yeah.
She's not going to put her sister at risk to help this person that she doesn't like. She feels for her, but she's like, man, do we also have to survive?
Yeah, we have to get the heck out of here. And also, it is what Tavumile wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's less complicated. And she's like, she told us that she was capable, and that she has been told that she is.
I think Arliss is, at this point, along for the ride.
Yeah.
I think she got a sense that something went down when they heard Tavumile scream, but I think that she's kind of like, what the heck am I gonna do about it? Like, now the homies are split up. Can Tavumile make it back to Waypoint Town, or wherever she's going?
We should hope. I think also, though, it's a good cover, because if she gets found, she'd be like, I got fucking pushed out of a window. By this freaking guy. It's not my fault I'm out of the tower. And
I rolled for it, too.
Oh.
To see if he would want to do that based on factors.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, I guess we're doing this now. You're freaking 2 wild nat 20s.
I know.
It's crazy.
I was so debating whether or not Barbielle would just kill him because of being like, you did something, and then if I kill you, then it would seem like I put up a fight, but it happened anyways.
Yeah.
But I think that she was like, I need somebody to vouch for what happened. And when he was like, I'll blame it on myself, she's like, well, great. Because you can talk, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah. I was like, man, that's such a hard decision because I don't want to freaking metagame. So I don't want to do what would be best for Tavumile. I'm going to make choices in character.
Yeah, based on what
which
Barbielle
is
would choose.
Fucking hard.
Well, she'll be, she might be okay, and hopefully Lucien's okay.
Brother. All
You're
right.
like my, emotional torture that
man. I wanted to die.
Yeah, I was like, the more that I can raise the stakes.
Man, I think I made it emotionally torturous for you too, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I could tell that you're just like, but it's okay if you don't want to answer. And Lucien's like,
and then the freaking bracelet. I love that this is our little debrief. You guys get to listen to our freaking...
we do this all day, every time we hang out, permanently, forever.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways.
Come
back next fucking episode, I guess.
To find out something.
Something.
We'll find out. Let's find out.
Goodbye.
Anyway, bye.